boot meanwhile my chub is returned from war.
Hello, pals.
Hello, pals.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my evening. You have arrived in my parlor, and I am Sean.Mall slash Twitch. Listen, I know you're all enjoying the lemon, so we will see how this, finishes up. We've only got four and a, we've got 2.25 minutes left. No, 2.5 minutes left. It's a wonderful jumper. Hello, Daskito. How long, as an outer layer, how long can you wear a jumper before it goes in the wash compared to a t-shirt? Because a t-shirt you get one wear, I think. Obviously, everyone's mileage varies, but we all agree that an outer layer like a jumper gets a bit longer, right? T-shirt daily, jumper twice weekly. One? Nah, you get more than one wear. Fine. It really depends. You can get less than a day out of a t-shirt if you get it real sweaty. I'm more interested in the jumper because I love this jumper, and I have a few jumpers, and it is generally cold. But all I do is as soon as this goes in the wash, I pine for it, and as soon as it's dry, I put it back on. Daily t-shirt wash? Isn't it going to wear the t-shirt down? No, not the t-shirt gets washed every day. It's that you can't wear your t-shirt for too long. How long? Every article of clothing has its own little timer for how long it can be worn before it has to go in the wash. For a lot of things, it's a day. I find that in the winter where it's more cold and you're sweating less, probably things don't need as long as in the summer where it's hot. Try and buy a second. This is from CNA Amstelveen. It'll be hard to get my hands on it, and they're all seasonal. All their Oh, hang on, the lemon's changing. The lemon has changed drastically. Someone has taken the light source that was in front of the lemon, and now it's behind the lemon. But the t-shirt gets smelled and can go a couple of days. It depends on the level of activity. Oh, for Robert Huot, probably not how you pronounce that surname. I hope you saw that, Robert Huot, and I hope you loved it. Maybe I should download it then and have it as a new. Maybe it could live with the frog in the pre-stream. I think there's space for it in the pre-stream. All right, hang on. Off, go. How is everyone? How are you all doing? Any questions for me? My life, my health, my opinions? Sorry you won't jump in to get another person to sniff you and tell it to wash it. Well, that is how I live my life, but we also have rules, don't we? How's my ear? I went to my pharmacist. What's in the glass? I got 2 drinks. Well, actually, I got 3. A little bit of water, just on standby. That's the absolute plan C option. That's the nuclear option. Hello, Harry. Then we've got a 0% Leffe beer. You don't seem that rule governed? I aspire to be rule governed. I aspire to conform my behavior to the code of Hammurabi. It's not my fault that my mind and spirit are actually pulled on by the stars and the music of the what's it called, like the harmony of the orbs. What was that thing the Victorians believed in? That the when they were doing astronomy, they believed that all the relationships between the movements of the planets was like music, because they could also just be measured as intervals. The music of the spheres, that's exactly what I'm thinking of. Thank you very much. Isn't it great? Listen, I know I have a go at the people in chat a lot, and tonight will be no different. But isn't it great to have little people in your computer that you can say, what was the thing in the Victorian era where they believed the movement of planets was equivalent to music? And straight out of the gate, we've got multiple people offering correct answers. I have not forgotten about my ear, nor will I ever. It's still bunged, I do, Captain. I don't think anyone will like the comparison, but I do always think, why would I ever go on AI when I could turn my webcam on, ask any innocuous question, and then get a bunch of very convincing sounding but wrong answers out of lovely, colourful usernames on my second monitor? And I love that. I assumed your answer was more correct. I have other interests, but I cannot, for the life of me, condone Latin. I think tonight should be the night where we have a consensus with one another. Well, you start, Harry, and I'm sure everyone else will follow. You have your two monitors, famously so. Do you not have you never witnessed me streaming and I mostly look over here, but I also look over here when I'm talking to you? Do you never look at the screen when I'm streaming? That when I'm playing a game or something, I look here, and when I'm talking to you, I look over here. That's never crossed your mind. Is it possible to have more than two? I technically have a third monitor. So my PC is here. There's a tower just off the shot here. Then I have my big monitor, which is actually, it's insane if you see that, but it's actually a repurposed it's a repurposed LG TV. So it's its actual pixel density is really low, but it's just a large screen. How big we talking? It's like, how big are we talking? Like 50 centimeters wide. Is tonight's stream a big telly event, or is this second stream content? This is straddles the two. It's a shame because I've only just created this dichotomy, but this sits in the middle. I am going to be giving it my all to make it big telly event, but you never know. It's with the intention. How does low pixel density not hurt your Morley eyes? I don't know. I should probably turn the brightness down, I guess. You'll notice that I'm sitting in front of a relatively large screen because you'll see its effects on my face quite a lot. Let's say I change what's on this monitor to something else. See how I've gone red? If you look over any VODs, you can see the effects of what's on the TV on the colors on my face quite a lot. Let's say if I bring up the color green, let's see if I can just fully make it lime green, and you'll see how green my face becomes. Look how green that is. Open image in new tab, fully green. Look how green I am there. And now I'm going to show a picture of the sunset to myself. And now I've gone red. That's how amazing it is. I assumed it was your emotions changing. Yeah, you think I'm a mood mall. I mean, I'd love to be. Listen, back to ear before I forget. Just to recap, any lurkers, any newbies, any budding friends, I've had a blocked ear for a while, but I don't experience any discomfort, and I don't think it's infected. I just think there's matter in there. Earwax is my guess, and it's not coming out. And I went to the pharmacist, and she was like, she was going to try and sell me the most expensive concoction of olive oil imaginable, in that it's a very small quantity of olive oil, but it comes in a little dripper. And I was like, I've been putting olive oil in there already. And she said, how often? And I said, I put 2 drops in, and then I wait 3 days, and then I might put more in or not. She said, did you put it in twice a day, like as a regimen? But I hadn't been doing that because I consider olive oil food, and I think if I put too much food in my ear, then I will have an infection. But what she sold, I said, do you have anything stronger? I'll take anything harder than that. And she sold me a sodium bicarbonate concoction. And that is supposed to like melt through it. And so what's happening now is that twice a day, as medicine, don't use peroxide ones. I have other interests, works at an NHS clinic and has told me to use peroxide ones. But my pharmacist hasn't sold me a peroxide one. She sold me a sodium bicarbonate one. And what that's doing is it's going in and it's trying to melt. It's trying to melt it away. And so I'm supposed to put in 4 drops. And then for a period of 15 minutes to 120 minutes, rust-colored liquid will seep out of my ear. And that's been going on for all week. But that's not as loud in my ear as that is in my other ear, so I'm not there yet. Have you considered getting a professional cleaning? I want to give this a full go because it's clearly doing something. Rust-colored gunk is coming out of my ear at regular intervals. I see myself, I'm clearly digging a hole. I have to break through at some point. I'm tunneling in. Surely I'll get there. How solid is it? Well, when it's been melted by like a mild acid, it's dilute. When it's not being melted, I'd say it's waxy. But my understanding is I'm not supposed to go in there. I can't verify. My fingers are my circumference of my fingers is too big. Alkaline? I don't care, Oracle. Just seems like it's dictating all your life. Oh, I don't like it. Yeah. I don't like it. This is next step. I did one cure. Now I'm doing a more invasive cure. And then the cure that will definitely work, but as I understand, costs at least £50, is to get suctioned. But I'm quite orderly going from one plan to the other plan. I'm halfway through a 7-day trial of a different solution being dropped in my ear. And then if that persists, then we go suction. But it is annoying. I'll fully go on that it's annoying. Right now, I'll put anything in my ear. I'll do anything about anything, to be honest. I think I'm entering my quack cure era. And I was always susceptible to it, but I think I'm about to enter a real snake oil stage of my life. New donation goal, suction. If you donate for me to get sucked, I'll get sucked next week, probably at the earliest, but I'll get sucked if you really want me to. It sounds quite nice getting your ears sucked off. I've heard different, I've read that it's obviously the NHS is a bunch of different regions with its own random interpretations of the rules, but they're siphoning off ear suctions as non-essentials. So depending on where you are, and I don't know about where I am yet, but it's no longer a guaranteed thing on the NHS because it's as a cost cutting. Should we also put hurt in the chat? As a cost cutting thing, you can't always guarantee it. Yeah, hurt in the chat. Huh. So Rachel Reeves has done that to us now, has she? Well, but we have to respect her. She's the first female chancellor. You know, and in that respect, she's doing her best. Rachel Weaves has put wax in my ears. Maybe I should get my earwax sucked again before it might not be NHSable. Yeah, everyone should do everything they can on the NHS before it's gone. Hey, good Pete. We're just talking about Rachel Weaves. Welcome in, everyone. Get sat, get neat, get clean. I'm just talking about my ear again, just so you haven't missed anything. Welcome, Fluff Weasel. Welcome to everyone who's already here. Harry, Josie, Reception, Darley. Welcome, Red. Welcome, Shaz.
Lovis.
I'm not going to be making progress today, but thanks. Thank you for the resubscription, Shaz. And to Bread. I hope you're all doing well. I hope a good Pete's doing well. Hello, Grugger Smith. How are you doing? A shout out to a good Pete. How was Pete's stream? I always ask some very normal formulaic questions when Pete raids in, but I never find anything out. Like, what happened? Did it go well? Yes. What time is Puree Day, Gregor? How was the stream, Pete? Make any good Pete picks? Did we confirm if Pete picks is a pun on feet picks? Pete did some great ones. I love to hear that. Can we get a full Puree Day call to action, description, call to action, and maybe a link to a sizzle reel, and I'll get that pinned. Puree Day starts approximately at 2 p.m. I'll pin that, but then people will be like, what's Puree Day? It'd be great to get a full, complete message with all the information in it. Captain, you'd love Pete's streams. Pete doesn't pun? I thought Pete loved puns. I think Pete picks came before feet picks were a thing. Yeah, he's been doing this stream since 2005. Pete don't pun. So today, I'm going to be looking into. By the way, when I'm talking, I have a tendency to articulate right up here in my throat, make myself go a little bit more nasal. I think that makes me seem more approachable. But if you like, I could relax my voice and talk in a more relaxed, deeper voice. Just what would make people feel comfortable? Because in face to face, I talk up here. I think articulate right back here. You sound more Starmer when you do nasal. Well, that's how he talks. He's also scared. Whatever makes me comfortable. I don't understand. I don't really understand what you're saying. Can we hear both? Yeah. I think if I just relax and talk normally, it's more like this. I'm not used to. I think I'd only normally talk like this in the morning. You know, that's not normal. What are you talking about? This is my. I believe this is now my normal voice. It's not. No, this is my normal. If I relax my throat. No, what do you mean? Hello, young man Daniel. How are you doing? Release the sausages. Absolutely. What did he say today? We watched the budget today live for reasons I don't want to talk about. How would you talk in a crowded pub? I'd say, can we leave? Can I have some of your pork scratchings? And then can we leave? There's nowhere to sit. We've been here for 2 hours and I don't like your friends. Can we leave? I don't know if I've ever heard West Street. I don't know if he does. I just think he speaks through proxies. Oh yeah, Keir Starmer did say 6'7". Did we see that Keir Starmer said, and he got in trouble for it, didn't he? Keir Starmer saying 6'7" at a primary school. That was a very, very minor political scandal amongst primary age teachers and the parents of primary age teachers. Hello, Bird. Welcome in. I'm just doing a little experiment where I talk with my relaxed, deep voice. Rather, 6'7" is not washed. Gen Alpha are not on the same meme schedule as us. I remember being in a crowded pub in London with Sean that took ages to get into, was awful to be in, and he had to go before he had a chance to get a drink. That's the doing a gig in London cycle. You spend ages in a pub, getting ready, trying to relax, putting on a show, then you do the show. By this point, you're actually tired and you've basically been in entertainment spaces. You've been in like nightlife pub spaces since like 6 o'clock at the earliest. And now it's 11 and you want to go to bed, but everyone else wants a drink. Everything is unk. I worry that I'm unk. I'm worried that I've been mogged. But I'm trying to get over it, you know? Wow, that is almost a century. Thanks, Red. I'm extremely unk. That's fine. I actually think unk is...
almost a century.
I think being unk is pull-offable. I think I could really be a based unk. I don't think that's a problem. But I worry that instead of based, I'm mogged and spent. We did have that person who was here calling you uncle stream. Yeah, but that's great, I think. Young man Daniel, what generational cohort are you part of? Am I unk to you, or would you call me bro? Because now that we're saying unk and bro, is that like honorifics in like Korean and Japanese and stuff? Am I supposed to be like clocking whether other people are uncle bro? And is there bro is peer-to-peer, unk is to your seniors, but what do I say to little bros? Do I say little bro? What do I say down? Bow to your unk? I'd bow to an unk, yeah. A senior deserves my respect. Child, nibblings, I can determine the gender of a sibling. Normally I know my siblings. There we go, Gregor Smith. Look who's been in the PR pipes. Look who's been looking into the press pack. Buongiorno, Baldy. How are you doing? Dunkel? Shorty? Beautiful? I'm not going to call younger peers beautiful. That's exactly how you get dismissed. All family relationships are 3 letters long now. Mum, dad, sis, bro, cuz, unk, unt, nib, nef, gapa, gma, hub, whiff, bab. Now, crucially, this bro and unk dichotomy is beyond the family. It extends into the realm of strangers. Freshly shorn, yeah, top or bottom, or all over. Cuz is peer to peer. Cuz is peer to peer. Then what's bro? I'm so confused. Top, yeah. Standard. Standard shearing surface. Should we do our little time waster games before we crack in? Also, I've very slightly changed my little boxes. See this? This one's a bit tighter on the face. And then if I want to go smaller, I've made one here, but it's smaller, but it's also it's just tight on the head. I'm just a head. And I know you don't care. Look, I know you don't care. I think it's good what I've done. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it is. It's good. All right, let's crack on with. I am getting a kick out of the idea that I'll advertise a stream with a clear main event, but I won't get on with that until at least an hour of faff, until at least a straight hour of wasting time. To me, that feels that feels smart and clever. Oh, hang on. I shouldn't use this one. I've got a better one here. All right, great. That's efficient compared to a lot of streams I watch. Could you tell me more about what the meta is amongst the streams that you normally watch? Should we get an album on? This is a bad first choice, but I'll let you hear it before I dismiss it. I think you deserve to hear what I'm about to turn off. God, I never know which one's the correct one. How is that not the correct one? Maybe I should just bite the bullet and let you hear system sound most of the time. Should I just bite the bullet on that? I spent ages trying to think, trying to maintain a certain level of no. Let's continue with the faff way. Maybe this will help. No. Why can't this one bit be easier? This? Great. That's way too loud. Sorry for the jump scare. That's how it is in my ear. It's not nice. Let me check on the answers to questions I've asked. Don't think the Mario Bros have ever been as super as they've claimed in the press. I don't know if they were making that claim. Do you take requests for what? Like little waste of time games that end in DLE? Watched a stream this week where the first 55 minutes was fixing audio issues. I've hit those lofty heights. That's been me. That will be me again. That could be me right now if I put my mind to it. That almost was me just then. I think the meta is already having a large amount of viewers. Yeah. You know, I really need to remember that I should grow the channel in some way. I put a bunch of clips on TikTok and they all sunk like a stone. I think the problem with creating a vibe is that when you're outside the vibe, a morsel of that vibe means nothing to you. I looked up Bugdle. I thought it was a joke. Put on Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town music, Go On. I didn't like that you appended Go On onto the end, but I do like the suggestion. Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral. I thought the clips were good, but they sank like a stone. Thing is, right, I've got this mixed relationship with TikTok where I know I have the power to go viral, but it takes me about 2 to 3 weeks of thinking before I come up with something that has that capacity. But I know the meta is to post all the time. I can really put my mind to it and come up with something that does okay. But it takes me ages. We should all go to Kick. I'm happy to spend some time with the Game Boy Advance. I like that Grave video. I don't know what we're talking about. Were the friend quizzes your Acme? Acme, the company that sends anvils to the coyote from Roadrunner? I don't know what we mean here. Sorry, things need to be really broken down for me a lot of the time. I'm so easily confused. Acme, the English word? There's an English word, Acme. You're going to have to define it for me. Meaning pinnacle? Oh. Friend quizzes. What were the friend quizzes? I'm sorry, I have no long-term memory. The spinning in graves video. Yeah, that was good. It wasn't that good. All right, where are we off? I think here we're voting. There's no food on there. There's no food over here. This is just some Dutch menus. Frietje met saus naar keuze. Mitraillette. What is that though? What is mitraillette? Martijn. Oh, it's Belgium. Summer. The little TikTok quizzes where you choose between porcupines and boron cubes and the like. You made a lot of them. Oh yes, those did so well. Yeah. To the point where I've seen a lot of people ripping off the Dadaist couples quiz thing that I think I popularized. Before I made them, I only saw straight-laced ones. Yeah, you're Unk, Shaz, but there's nothing wrong with, as Unk to Unk, which means I'm your bro, there's nothing wrong with being Unk. Yeah, it's because on this browser, you're not going to like this, I use Microsoft Edge day to day because it is hands down faster than Chrome. Microsoft Edge is actually quite zippy. Can you decank? Yeah, absolutely. I can do anything I want. I can do anything you want. And what I've put on it, because it's just for day-to-day browsing, is I've gone into a Chromium developers mode, forced dark mode. And it fucks up a lot of images that either have a lot of darkness in them or a lot of lightness in them. Which browser is Bungle? Don't understand the question. If Bugdle is real, give me the link and I'll play it. I couldn't find it. I'm just going to vote for this because I don't understand what it is and it's mysterious. Whereas Cheesy Conies doesn't speak to me. Okay, we can find out what that even is. Okay, a mitraillette, literally a submachine gun, is a type of sandwich in Belgium commonly served at friteries and cafes. Its typical composition is half a baguette, fries, fried meat, and sauce. Oh, are we just saying, is this just a Belgian capsulon? Is this just you put a capsulon in a baguette? Fair enough. You don't understand the appeal of chip sandwiches. Josie, let me ask first, have you tried a chip sandwich? Have you tried one? Or are you looking on from the outside? And was it a chippy chip? We're not talking about a McCain's chip in a butty. We're talking about a chippy chip with vinegar on it. It was a chippy chip and you put it in a sandwich and it wasn't good. It was a chip butty. And then you didn't like, this is the bit I'm struggling with, and then you didn't like it. Because it's actually quite ordinary to like it. So what you've encountered is you've experienced the extraordinary there. Texture's weird. I don't know if it is. It's the most normal texture in the world. It's starch. Can I tell you what's nice? And I think this can be a bit of a stable, like stabilizer training wheels way to get you into the mega starch lifestyle. Get some McCain's smiley faces. And then overcook them until they're too crunchy. And have that in a sandwich with lots of margarine. And I think that will help you understand. In my state, a local dish is an open-faced sandwich where they put fries on Texas toast and cover it with a Welsh rarebit-like cheese sauce. That sounds really good. What's Texas toast? I'll probably find out faster than you could tell me using the internet. Texas toast is a toasted bread that is typically made from sliced bread that has been sliced at double the usual thickness as packaged bread. Oh, it's just a big wedge of bread. Yeah. This looks really nice. I know American bread gets a lot of flack because it's actually a slice of cake. But here it looks quite appetizing. This kind of, it's almost got a fried bread sheen to it. That looks all right. Does Texas mean big? Texas is actually a place, Oracle. If you look on a map, you'll find it. It's very big. I'm voting for mitraillette. Thanks for voting. You're welcome. Now we're playing the game. Okay. Let me get to a sort of just ahead. Look at that. Look how smooth that is. Here I am as sort of a guy, and now I'm just ahead. Now we focus. This is locking in. Mexico versus USA. These are some tacos. Now, a little scrandal feedback here. There's not a dish here. This is options. I can't decide. Let me just say, because it's not going to win. But that in a hollowed, thick, crusty cob looks really good. That looks really good on the right. But I think left has to win because it looks even nicer. There's not a lot of... do we think that's pickles here? Is that a currywurst dog? No. Let me explain Britain to you, Adamantium. This is curry sauce. It's kind of a very British concoction, which was formed in a time where we had spices through imperialism, but didn't really know how to use them. And we thought that curries should be quite sweet. And they're now associated with a kind of chicken sauce called coronation chicken. And another variant on the same style of curry sauce is served at chip shops with fish and chips. And sometimes these kinds of... I don't know what the name of this sausage is, but they're just like long pork sausages. Get served with curry sauce, and that's very normal now. It's more normal to have curry sauce, I think, than mushy peas. Oh yeah, Savoy. Maybe it is a Savoy. It's curry sauce is really nice. Coronation chicken is weird and is more of an acquired taste. I happen to like it. It's not a Savoy. Well, I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of sausage it is. It's pretty nice. And it is quite common to include bread. And the other thing you don't see talked about is the scallop. Scallops are really good. But it's more like just another big chip. So it's hard to justify getting a scallop because you're definitely going to get chips. The sultanas are traditional. It's an insane creation. I think the tacos have to win though, because they will be legitimately nice, whereas this is silly. This is silly British scran. Yeah, great. Okay, a Kuro burger. What does that mean? And then we've got a Krakower. So this kind of sausage looks exactly like a British chip shop sausage. Kuro means black in Japanese. I happen to know that, but this is in the United Arab Emirates. And so I'm not... Oh, no, it does mean, yeah, of course, because the burger's black. Black burger, and there's no additional information. We can see a kind of burger sauce there. I always feel a little angry when they pick ones where the bun and the contents just don't make any sense together. Charcoal bun, bad for your meds. All meds, as they got a grapefruit-like effect. Big sauce, small bun, yum yum. German flag messed up. Yeah, I know. I've explained already why that is. Is the bread just like a handle for the sausage here? Thing is, right, you couldn't put any sauces on it because they drip straight off. Charcoal absorbs everything. But if you're having your SSRIs at 9 a.m. and you're seeing the footy at 4 p.m. Yeah, but you've already metabolized it, right? I've got all my friends are on antidepressants. I'm not. I don't know if I'm the common denominator, but I'm offering them grapefruit juice in the evening. They're like, oh, I can't have that. What? Because of SSRIs you took in the morning? They're gone, mate. They're in. They're all the way in. They've gone all the way into your brain. They've done whatever they're doing. You can have as many grapefruit as you want now. It's not in your belly. Things don't stay in your belly for that long. You metabolize most things. Most things have just moved on within a couple of hours, especially a little pill. Have you not seen Dr. Mario? Things just want to pass through and get on. Drinking dandelion and burdock invalidates pregnancy test. That's an important chip shop thing. Are we all getting our dandelion and burdock when we have our fish and chips? Okay, Dr. Moore, thank you. It's nice to hear that. The mouth to poop ratio is not 2 hours? No. The mouth to bloodstream ratio is 2 hours. And I'm saying, unless you've had a wildly large buffet, most things you've eaten have metabolized within two hours. Especially drugs and medicines. You've never had a D&B? I can't recommend them, but it's just what you do. It's like going around the maypole when the horned king arises. To me, I just would find this, I never want a meal that causes me any kind of logistical overhead. So I'm just picking a Kuro burger. Okay, I'm wrong. This scrandle is ruined. I love waffle fries. I love curly fries. I love waffle fries. Give me a more interesting surface area. I also love coleslaw. I love just a nice chicken burger with coleslaw. I don't want things dripping. Well, I don't care. I can't vote for a beefy dripper. I can't in my life vote for a beefy dripper. It's not who I am. A lovely coleslaw chicken burger with some waffle fries. I'd pick that every day of the year. 10-inch sausage roll. Bowl of popcorn. I'm sorry. I have to vote with my heart. There's no discussion here. Oh, hello. What's that supposed to look like? It doesn't look like a hot dog. I can't tell what that is on the left. Nacho sharer. They don't look nice. Nachos can be nice, but most of the time when you're getting them... Nachos can be nice. Finding actual nice nachos in the UK is borderline impossible. I'm used to nacho stuff coming from like a students' union pub when I'm like 21, and they're just shit. I will take the strange dog because you have to eat weird things. This is the most I've felt like I just out and out disagree with the scrambled public. Tottenham's big gherkin fish and chips or a chicken kebab meat in a roll. I don't care here. I've got no strong opinions. Best nachos I ever had were at a party on a boat when I was 3 drinks in. Look at the pickles, chicken kebab. Do you know, I've never had any real opinions on wine, but when I went to university, I got a special bursary for being a povo, and they took me to this like event so that I'd meet like the chancellor and the dean and stuff, and they'd all take their pictures with the poorer kids that were coming. And there they served wine, and I was like, oh, wine can taste like this. I had no idea. I had no idea that wine could taste like this. And I've never had wine of that quality again. I'm probably not going to. So for all intents and purposes, wine doesn't mean very much to me. Well, but consider yourself you got off lucky. Apart from this wine experience, it was really mad, right? Because I met the chancellor and the I don't know who these people are or what their job titles are, but they were so out of it. They were like, oh yes, you've come to, like, they were talking to me, what was I, like 19? I've just come to university. And they're like, oh yes, I remember university. And then our lecturers would come bang on our door and go, where are you? Yes, where were you? And they'd mention the different Oxford colleges they were in. It was like someone talking about like the lamplighter that would come and manually light all the street lamps. Like they were trying to relate to me to an experience that was not only like an Enid Blyton storybook of like, it's first of all, it's mad the idea that like the person who was giving the lecture would come to your dorms and wake you up by knocking on the door. That almost sounded like a lie. I just don't know. They were just telling stories in between themselves while making some attempt to try and communicate with me. Those people came across as insane to me. It was like the one thing they knew about all the kids that entered the room is that they were all poor. And yet it felt like they just told these stories to flaunt their eccentric, wealthy backgrounds. And I know that wasn't their attempt. I know now, which I don't know then, is that these people are incredibly stupid. And it's hard to reach that conclusion because they have incredibly celebrated roles in society. But at the time, I'm like, what are you on about? Why are you telling me these weird anecdotes? But they served this wine, and I was like, fucking hell. Up until that point, I had believed all the hype around wine was hot air because I've only had access to like, you know, I don't think I'd ever had nicer than like a £20 supermarket Merlot. And I'm like, this is fine. You get drunk on it, I guess. Blossom Hill, do you know? Bluefoot, Echo Falls. To me, that's what wine was. And so when I was hearing people be like, oh yeah, wine and the grape and the tang and the pallor and the nose and the notes that they hit, I'm like, what are you talking about? This is nice vinegar. Like, what are you on about? And I started believing like, that's what got me into like beers and real ales. Because then I'm like, well, I can taste the difference between that and that. I don't think anyone in the world blindfolded is minded to distinguish between supermarket wines. There's no real difference in quality. But that wine, I don't know how much it cost. But like, I don't know. Sometimes it's scary when you enter a different world and you're like, oh, there's a whole other planet here and only 50 people get to see it. And then you leave again and you have to write like a statement about why you're so grateful to be given like money to live. Windle. I think Winder was the original thing, you know. Blind wine taste test was far outdates Wordle. Anyway, does anyone have any strong opinions on this? Yeah, this music absolutely slaps me apart. There was a guy at uni who used to dress like they were from the 1920s and hang around the middle bar in the Teviot. I know where the Teviot is, but yeah, for the London types, we'll help them out. He used to insist people call him Gadsby. I knew someone in my first and maybe second year who insisted on communicating, like, I don't know, sometimes you just get like Oxbridge rejects, you know? And they want to live this, I'm trying to think of who the famous author is that constructed a lot of the Oxford University romance. Evelyn Waugh? Like an Evelyn Waugh romantic life of the of a certain classical university experience, but they're really just in like a northern city with a university grafted on. And this guy insisted on sending correspondence via envelopes that he'd seal with a wax seal with his and I'd like let him. I didn't want, but we'd have to stop, right? He'd have to stop because I would want to send a letter, and he'd get a candle out and he'd melt the wax onto an envelope and he'd stamp it. And I'm like, mate, we're in public. Like, people can see you doing this. And then after 1 year, he disappeared. And like, just we had our like summer break, or maybe it was like the Christmas break. And in the new academic year, he just vanished. And everyone was like, where did he go? And apparently he just had a mental health crisis. I met him years later. I was like, where did you go? He's like, oh, I just thought you all hated me and do you want to talk to me again? I was like, you're doing all of this. You were doing all of this. Your twee little world and your wax cylinders, but you didn't also have any self-confidence. Do one or the other, honestly. No, he had a whole little kit. I just can't. I just can't. And I'm not saying people can't have their own romantic eccentricities, but I felt like he was participating in something, you know? He was participating in something I think's evil. The upholding of like stately home, old money, aristocratic, backward looking Victoriana, you know? Yeah, and here he is. He's the fish and chips. Did you ever consider doing an Oregon-esque reinvention of yourself? Who's Oregon? What's the reference here? I reinvented myself a few times. Pre-uni, I think. And I think at uni it probably all just settled down. I changed how I dressed and what I was into loads. In that like pivotal, in that pivotal 15 to like 18 to 19, all the late teens. I did everything. I was into everything. And I participated in loads of different subcultures. When I was in college, I mainly dressed in a lot of like, I was like some kind of punk goth. Like I wore a lot of denim, but somehow mixed it with a lot of goth clothes for women. And I think honestly, it overall looked great. And then at uni, I was like, we need to wind this in. Were you into dubstep at any point? No, not really. I had a new metal phase, definitely. Were you a mesmerized, hypnotized guy? 1,000,000%. Although I came on the System of a Down train really early on. Yeah, I went to go see them in Manchester, and I still have the t-shirts upstairs. Yeah, I was a pretty cool guy. I think what changed it all for me is I used to have really long hair as well. I had hair down my back. And then in uni, when I'm like, I want to do comedy. I'm really interested in comedy and I want to do comedy. I got really in my head about like, when people see me, they're going to make loads of assumptions. And I need to be a blanker canvas. It was a conclusion I kept coming to time and time again. I don't get to surprise people, and I don't get to perform in like, I need to perform in sort of mainstream gigs. I need to be a little bit more of a chameleon. And then of course, when I like left university, I needed to like do work and stuff. I was like, I need to sort of blend in. But it was principally like, I wanted to do sketch and improv and stuff. And you kind of just need to look like a blank guy. It's very useful to have that. And so I pared a lot of stuff back. This is mainstream more. I think I do just look like a guy, you know. Haircut refusal for years and years. Yeah, at some point. I think in that pivotal age, you know. That dream of the blank guy. Well, yeah, I appreciate not everyone gets to be the blank guy. And I saw a lot of my peers be unable to achieve the blank guy. But I nevertheless thought it'd be useful to be a blank guy. Sketch groups are... Well, I started off in university sketch comedy. And I had to play a lot of roles. And there were some roles where it felt mad that I had really long hair, you know, and was clearly whatever in some subculture. Russell Howard core. I don't think it went that far. But definitely, like, I wound it back enough that I could conceivably be a quiet guy who works in IT or something. And I think I'm still rocking that general energy now. I think, I don't know, there's a social utility to being the chameleon. I'm not massively good at it, but I was far less good at it when I looked insane. What are we doing here? Is it the chippies and pickles, or is it the chicken shawarma? Right. Chicky looks well cooked. The ketchup looks a bit gross. The mustard looks gross. The sauce lets it down quite a lot. I think people will pick it, though. I keep forgetting to play the game to win. I keep picking my own choice. Yeah, exactly. I need to remember people are cowards. Yeah, people are cowards. Pickles rule. The Bahama Mama or Nantwich Town steak pie with chips and mushy peas. The chips look rank, but the bun on the Bahama Mama looks rank as well. Also, the steak pie looks like it's collapsed in on itself. It looks like there was no steak in there and the ceiling's fallen in. But the sausage looks good, so I think Columbus Crew. What is that bun? Yeah, it's a shame, but you can take the sausage out and have something to eat. Whereas Nantwich Town, no individual component looks acceptable. Look, you don't need a bun. Who on God's green earth is buying a hot dog for the bun? People are here for the protein log. I'm completely wrong. I hang my hat in shame. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. These make me feel mad. These make me feel insane. I would have a bao bun. The sauce looks nice. It's got a bit of salad on. That seems okay. We're back in. I think of all the things, Scrandle makes me want to crash out more than anything else. And not even a good crash out because I've got nothing meaningful to say. I just object. I don't know why that's Mystery Scran. That's a hard roll with spam in. It's spam. It comes with no sauce though, and that's rank. Pie, hot dog, and 3 cocktails. 50 quid? The cocktails must be like triple shots or something. 50 quid. I never understand to what extent I'm supposed to take the price into account. Yeah. I think Baldy's probably right. This is a VIP. Look, they've stamped Wembley. I don't know how well you can see on the tiny phone screen you're blinking at in bed. But there's someone stamped Wembley on, like your pie has been branded. That makes me want to reject the entire affair as bougie and eat a pure rectangle of spam in defiance. I think I want a spam rectangle. Is it a spirit and single mix or a cocktail? Yeah. Yeah, he's now putting his seal on the Wembley pies. No, the stamp on the pie is disgusting. Yeah, great. I'm back in line with human life. Sad burger. Oh, or an actual mystery. Now, I think this could be like some kind of scampi fries. My first gut guess is some kind of scampi fries that's for some reason has like mayo or mint sauce and potentially like a chili sauce. We got any Irish in Ireland? It'll be chicken. What's likely to be on that? What are those condiments likely to be? It's spice bag adjacent. Yeah, but what's making it orange? I do think it'll be nicer though. I think I'd pick it. The burger's too sad. The burger's actually got... oh, do you know what's happened here? Someone's put cheese in the microwave. That's exactly how it goes. Yeah. Sweet chili or even sweet and sour. Or as Bird puts it, sweat and sour. Which even that I'd have. That'd be salty. Yeah, great. I kind of pulled it back in the end. My head was all wrong, but I've pulled it back. All right. I didn't do well, I have to say, but I did something. All right, this one I'm good at. No. We'll do gamedle first because that one really tests us. But then the food one will feel good. All right, I'm going to come straight away and put in tunic. I find that orients me. It is newer. No, it's older than tunic. It contains at least single player, and we can rule out puzzle, role-playing, adventure, and indie. That's helpful. So let's think of something far away from that. Theme hospital. Yeah, why not? While we're orienting ourselves, everything's as good as anything else. Okay. Single player and multiplayer. Definite. No comedy, no business, no simulator, no real-time strategy, no puzzle, no role-playing, no adventure, and no indie. And no isometric bird views. Let's just go for Gears of War 2. Let's go for Gears of War 2. Unreal Engine confirmed. Shooting ruled out. Third person ruled out. It's between 2009 and 2021. An Unreal Engine, not a shooter. Didn't come out on the Xbox 360. Doom 2015. Yeah. New Doom. Not a shooter. But it's also not first person. It's not first person. It's not third person. And it's not isometric bird view. So what's left? Side view, text, virtual reality, and auditory. Auditory, as far as I've understood, because it's only come up once, which was like Rock Band or Guitar Hero or something. Super Meat Boy? It's too late for Super Meat Boy 2000. And also Super Meat Boy is not Unreal. Batman Arkham Knight, that's a third person game. Half-Life Alyx, definitely a shooter. What is an Unreal Engine platform side-scroller? Cuphead, it could be Unreal. I don't think it is, but I also think it will tell us a lot. I think it's a good... Unreal Engine is a 3D engine, no? There's no 3D engine that you couldn't make a 2D thing in. Oh, Cuphead's a shooter, apparently. Okay, side view confirmed, pretty much. So it's a side view game made in Unreal. Cuphead is famously a shooter. I guess I forgot about that element of it. We're ruling out arcade, platform, shooter, and indie. So it's a side view, not a platformer, and it's not an indie. So what's a AAA side view game released on the Unreal Engine between 2018 and 2021? Oh, a fighting game. Yeah, of course, a fighting game. Yeah, a fighting game. Let's try Mortal Kombat 11. Does that sound right? Mortal Kombat 11 or Tekken or... Mortal Kombat seems more plausible. Tekken? Are we going Tekken? Who's got a good enough grasp of the Tekken franchise to know which? Hello, Mono. We're thinking this is a fighting game. Between 2018 and 2021, single player, multiplayer, Unreal Engine, side view. You done Little Nightmares? I don't know if that's strictly a side view. I think that switches around. Tekken 7? Yeah? It sounds about right. It's multiplayer but not co-op. Yeah, but when you play Tekken, you're not cooperating with your friend, are you? You're punching them in the head. Okay. Really, really close now. It's definitely just strictly action. And it is also Bandai Namco. So and also we got a yellow here. But it's possibly just strictly a fighting game. So what could that even be? Dragon Ball? What, like Sparking Zero or something? Snipper clips? Mortal Kombat, or is that? I'm not sure. I don't think it's Bandai, but I'm really not sure who publishes or develops Mortal Kombat. They did those Naruto games or Dragon Ball. They did do a game. I don't know if the years match up, but they did a game which was like famous Shonen Jump. If I put in Shonen, I guess that wasn't real. Mortal Kombat is NetherRealm. But what about publisher? They did do Dragon Ball. Well, what can we find if we put in Dragon Ball? Sparking Zero is the most recent one. Kakarot, I think, was more of a third-person view game. Jump Stars. I don't know. Jump Ultimate Stars. I don't know if that's what we're talking about. I think I can use Google just to check. Jump Ultimate Stars. Is that what I'm thinking of? No, not really. I think that's maybe a related game. But a Nintendo DS. I think we can safely say that's not what we're thinking of. Little Nightmares was Bandai. Yeah, but it's not strictly a side view game. It moves perspectives. There's definitely stuff that's isometric. I've played Little Nightmares with you. The camera's flexible. It moves about. Yeah, and that would have more themes. Yeah, has Limbo ever been 2-player? Limbo's earlier than that. I saw Limbo advertised on Humble Bundles way ago. Yeah, and you're not cooperating in multiplayer. I think very strongly it's going to be a side view fighter. I think it's going to be a killing game for killers. Let's get our one-time clue. 2021. Doesn't help me too much. Could it be Guilty Gear Strive? I feel like it's around the right kind of great. Good. We've began. We're happy. We're smart. Let's start with Guilty Gear Strive. It's older than Guilty Gear Strive, and it's not a fighting game, but it does have action in it. And it also does contain a side view and came out for at least one of those, so probably isn't Nintendo. You said Guilty Gear earlier? Yeah, and I didn't listen earlier. I thought you were wrong. And then I thought you were right. Cuphead? Yeah? Yeah. Could be Cuphead. Although, it's just co-op, isn't it? You don't fight to kill in Cuphead. Maybe you do. Actually, we don't know which one's correct then. Yeah, Cuphead. We're learning. It's not just side view, but the other thing, this isn't a complete picture either. We're ruling out Unity and Unreal. Cuphead's impossible, right? It's hard. I completed it. I think it's good. I think it's a good old time. Halo 3? How much side view do you have in Halo 3, Jim? It's also older than Cuphead, so let's just go a little older too. Let's do Zelda 2, the Adventure of Link. No, it can't be because it came out on all these other things. But let's do like a classic old platformer. Let's do Sonic. In Sonic 2, in the in Sonic 2, too many of these. In the special stages, you've got a third person over the shoulder view. And you can cooperate if you're Tails, and you can do multiplayer mode. Well, it's wrong, but it's not strictly side view. If you remember how to get the Chaos Emeralds. I don't think it's going to be Mario, though, because it came out on one of these. First party Nintendo stuff doesn't tend to do that. Doesn't tend to leave the Nintendo ecosystem. Action confirmed. Potentially platform or adventure involved. We've still got quite a big playing field. You're looking for a PC game then? Probably. Or almost certainly something that came out on PC, even if it's in addition to other things. Yeah, I see arcade there. I see arcade, but I also see that all of them have a Windows. With the exception of Nintendo, everything eventually comes out on computer. Crash Bandicoot? Yeah. Crash has side view in addition to other views. Crash Bandicoot's not a bad shout. Let's do Cortex Strikes Back. Okay. Third person and side view confirmed. But it never came out on the early PlayStation ecosystem. Third person and side view. The fact that it also contains side view makes me think it's like a classic platformer. So what's another platformer that's more recent? You know, sometime in the 2010s or the late noughties. Maybe we should look at Sonic Adventure. No, it's not part of the Sonic franchise and saga. Nights into Dreams? Was that mad? No, it's not Sega. Nights into Dreams was Sega. It's not Terraria. It also has a third-person view in addition to side view. And I think Terraria is strictly side view, right? Limbo. Does that have a multiplayer and a co-op mode? I haven't played it, but I suspect not. Ukulele? Does that have a side view? Does that? I haven't played it either. Does it? Does it have those features? It doesn't. Okay. Yeah, they do, but we can rule out Sonic because it's not part of the Sonic franchise. That's what it says right here. Not part of this franchise. Kirby's Epic Yarn? I don't think it's a first-party Nintendo. It's almost certainly come out on PC. They'll never let Kirby come out on PC, unfortunately. As much as we'd love to have them. Kirby's they, them, right? Kirby's too young to be an internet. Kirby wouldn't enjoy it. I think it's good to have some people log off. I believe Kirby is he, him. Things can change. Kirby would enjoy watching mukbangs? I don't think so. I think Kirby, like a dog, wouldn't be able to distinguish between what they're watching and reality and would just inhale a television, thereby becoming a television. Does Metroid Prime ever do side-on? Not really. Katamari Damacy, does it do side-on? Nier did camera switches. Yeah. It does a little bit of side-on. Oh, what are we thinking? Replicant or Automata? Or what's the original? Not multi. Yeah, it's not multi. It's a good point. Little Big Planet. That's worth a little look. Although it never came out on the PS3. So is there a Little Big Planet that I'm going to pick 3, I think. Is there a potential of a Little Big Planet 3 being a PS4 exclusive? Hello, Phil. We're on our second game of a streak. Check 3. Captain's asked me to wait. Hands off controls. Sony didn't publish it. That's a really good point. It's a really good point. Sony would have published the Bloodstained, what, Symphony of the Night? Is that what that is? Bloodstained Symphony of the Night? Ritual of the Night. It's interesting. It's interesting. I think that's a single player only experience though. I think I played one of the Bloodstains. And I think it's just a single player Castlevania. A side view game. Do any like shmups fit? I don't know enough about shmups really. It's not WarioWare, is it? I don't think it can be a first party Nintendo. Cuphead. Cuphead. We already checked, and we've already checked it. In fact, it's here. It's not that. I was about to point out why it couldn't be Cuphead based on Cuphead's own results. It can't be Cuphead because we've already guessed it. Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium is an isometric bird view because I guess it all the time to orient myself. I have no idea about shmups outside of Contra. Maybe they made a new Contra. The platform seemed to suggest it can only be PC. It's probably PC plus some other stuff. I think PC will be in the mix. But to be honest, that doesn't rule anything down because unless it's a Nintendo game, every game eventually just gets released on PC, part of the course. Let's just put something in to orient ourselves. We're not looking for a perfect guess, but something that narrows the field. Like there's so much in terms of year left to do. Prince of Persia reboot. How recent is that? Because we can't go beyond 2016. I don't really know my way around the Prince of Persia. Was that more? I didn't know. I don't know. Any suggestions as to which of these subtitles represents the reboot? River City Girls? The Sands one, Sands of Time. We got our themes. We've got our themes there. We've marginally decreased the time gap. We have now been offered our one-time clue. And now we have our genres. Huge. Okay. Platform, puzzle, adventure, indie. I'm going to throw a little curveball in here and guess Trine. It is the correct franchise and saga. Okay, Trine 2. Okay, Trine 3. It's Trine 3. Look at that. I think Nightbot's always had that, eh? I think that's always had that. Okay, let's guess Trine 3. Okay, actually this is kind of useful. We can rule out third person and we can rule out side view. We can rule out any custom built engines, although what that means isn't clear because... And we can also rule out platform, puzzle, adventure, and indie. You've never heard of Trine. Why would you have done? No offense to Trine lovers out there. Trine is absolutely fine. Halo, yeah, why not? The original Halo. Is Halo Combat Evolved the original one? Like Lost Vikings, but more? It's a shooter. It's a shooter that was released between 2002 and 2014 that contains single player multiplayer, and co-op. I mean, that's quite a lot, but also kind of helpful. Halo is third person, I thought. Yeah, that's what it says. First person and third person. Time Splitters Future Perfect? Yeah, why not? Okay, confirmed to be first person, but we can rule out PS2, the OG Xbox, and GameCube. And we know it's just strictly first person. But I think we can rule out split screen. So it's got to be a bit more modern. I'm thinking 2010-ish. Call of Duty Black Ops, why not? That's the right sort of time. Okay, not in the Call of Duty franchise. Between 2006 and 2009. Got to be 360 and on PC. Yes. Yeah, pretty much. We can also rule out, the entire Call of Duty franchise. Battlefield? I think since we're here, let's rule out a Battlefield. Which Battlefield should I be thinking? Anyone got any good feelings about what's in this time period, 2006 to 2009? Gears of War? Can't be. That's third person. Bad Company? I don't know it. Shall I put it in? Can someone else ratify that as a guess? Battlefield 2? We know it must have come out on Windows, but not just Windows. That's all we get from that, really. It's not part of the Battlefield series. Bad Company's PS3. All right. GTA 4? No, it's a first-person only game. BioShock? Let me think. BioShock could be 360. I don't really remember. It does seem the right sort of time for BioShock. No multiplayer, good point. BioShock 2 had multiplayer. I'll put it in. BioShock 2. Tentative. Unreal confirmed. Other than that, not right. But I'll do our one-time clue. Its themes are action, science fiction, horror, survival. Action, science fiction, horror, survival. An action, science fiction, horror, survival shooter with multiplayer, co-op, single player, Unreal Engine, first person. Rust? It's too early for Rust. I think Rust won't be out for another 6 years. Fear? I don't know it. Can anyone ratify it? Anyone ratify it? Is this a good guess? Fear was older. A Doom? I think we're in a bad spot for Doom here. I also don't think you can call Doom a survival. Fear 2 is 09. UT? Unreal Tournament? Yeah, are we in the right? Maybe we are in the right time for Unreal Tournament. Maybe we are. But it can't be Unreal Tournament 2004. Could it be 3? Seems a little early for Borderlands. Unreal Tournament doesn't have a single player. When was Stalker? Stalker doesn't have a multiplayer. Well, we can rule out. Apparently, Unreal Tournament did have a single player. What it lacked was a co-op mode. Also, it's not a survival game. Think survival, because not many shooters are survival. Borderlands? All right. All right. Well, we don't want split screen. Split screen is ruled out. That's separate to multiplayer and cooperative. Is it a Fallout game? Fallout's multiplayer is rare in Fallout. Left 4 Dead is Source Engine. Good shout, though. Yeah, good thinking. Not Borderlands. Fallout is Unreal. Yeah, all correct. Stalker is a good shout in that I think that's what the gameplay has to be like. What kind of game could you play between 2008 and 2009 that's online co-op, but it's also horror. Now, I know like Capcom. No, it can't be a Resident Evil. They hadn't switched to first person at that time. PUBG? Doesn't it seem too early for PUBG? Kane and Lynch? Project Zomboid? Way too early for Project Zomboid. Also, it's a first person game only. Aliens versus Predator? Maybe. Does that have a survival element to it? There was an AV. There was, yeah. I mean, there's loads. There's a dozen plus. But it's still a pleasure to have you here, Jam. Left 4 Dead? Is there a... I think you can play single player, right, with AI. Survival makes sense. This is Left 4 Dead era. Left 4 Dead actually is a pretty good idea. Hang on. Unreal? It's Source. Yeah. A good guess, though. Maybe Killing Floor? I don't know Killing Floor. Can anyone else ratify it? No, it was a good guess, Harry. It was tantalizingly close to our parameters. Alien Colonial Marines? Anyone ratify that? I don't really... To me, my gut tells me that's the wrong sort of year for Colonial Marines. Payday? I don't know it. I don't know. It was Unreal Engine. I'm happy to put it in. We need to guess something. What was the other zombie game around the same time as Left 4 Dead? I don't know. Resident Evil's always been evergreen. Another big zombie game. I don't know. There's always been a few. Turok reboot. In Unreal? Oh, but it was 2013. I knew the years felt a little off. Shall I put Killing Floor in? Has anyone given a good argument why it can't be Killing Floor? Prey? Does Prey have all these aspects? Hang on. When was Dead Space? When was the original Dead Space? No, first... Dead Space is third person, not first person shooter. All right. Prey was id Tech. I don't think we ruled out id. Yeah. Shall I put it in? A few people seemed interested in Prey. Now, it looks like there's 2 Preys. Is it Human Head's Prey? The engine was id Tech. Oh, I'm thinking of id Software, not Unreal. It can't be Prey. We're down to the wire here. Use the Doom 3 engine. Yeah, all right. All right, what's plausible? Not adventure, not indie. It's just pure shooter. That's confirmed. Action, science fiction, survival horror. Because I think we're thinking something like Dead Space. That fits the themes. Maybe Killing Floor? I really trust Phil. Phil seems really on it with these. And give them loads of credence. Obviously, that all might go out the window in a second, but... Am I putting in... Was Borderlands Unreal Engine? I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Shall I put in the original Killing Floor? Phil is good. Yeah, we like Phil. We love Phil. We love Phil. Thank you, Phil. All right, let's start with Killing Floor. Phil should be in this seat. Just for this game. And then for food stuff, it comes back to me. Okay. Not a helpful first start. Let's put in Tunic. I love Tunic. Who's played Tunic? All right. Between 2010, 2021, we've ruled out isometric view and we've ruled out first-person view. Let's do it. It's definitely a shooter because that's got yellow. If it didn't have any shooting, that would be red. Let's just do a quick Gears of War. Gears of War 2. Okay, third person is in. It's still a shooter and it never came out on Xbox 360. But it did come out on one of these between Linux, Mac, and Windows. So it's probably came out on PC. You'd love Tunic, Shaz. Do you like foxes? Do you like Zelda? Do you like runes? Oh, then you'll have a great time. Uncharted 4? Why not? Why am I putting this in straight away? Because Phil said it. Yep, you've got the year exactly right. Third person. We don't know about the engine. Looks like it's definitely going to be action fantasy. So we want a third person action fantasy from 2016. Death Stranding. Is Tunic the one that has its own writing system? Yeah. It's got a very good little language gimmick, but won't say any more on it. Tomb Raider. Which one? And Tomb Raider can be a shooter, right? Lara loves to shoot. Horizon Zero Dawn, 2016. Yeah, that's plausible. It's a shooter. Eloy has a bow. Let's try Tomb Raider Rise. Otherwise, I'll forget the subtitle. We're looking for Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's wrong. But in yellow, we've got Xbox Microsoft Game Studios as publisher and Crystal Dynamics as a developer and Square Enix as the publisher. We don't know which of those is right. They're not all right, but at least one of those was true. That opens up things like, Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns. Is that plot? No, that's 2. That's much earlier. Crystal Dynamics. What else do they do? Quantum Break. Watch Dogs 2. Was there a Halo game? Quantum Break is also a shout. Phil's saying Quantum Break. It's a pretty good shout. We can now rule out Xbox Microsoft Game Studios as publisher. That means either that it was developed by Crystal Dynamics or published by Square Enix. Yeah. It's either that Square Enix published it or Crystal Dynamics developed it. Final Fantasy 15? 2016. That seems right. Is that the right kind of year for Final Fantasy 15? Looking at it's very plausibly a shooter though. So I don't know on that front. I don't think Final Fantasy 15 is a shooter. Hitman, I think you could call a shooter. Yeah, that's a Square Enix published game. That's single player only. Which Hitman came out? Which Hitman would be 2016? Is that when World of Assassination comes in? Just Hitman? Won't that be like the original though? Just Hitman? Yeah? Okay, just Hitman. It's just Hitman. Okay, if we get another one, we've hit our PB. So we'll start with just Hitman. Okay, quite a good start in that we have the year straight away. That's pretty good. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Why not? No, because we can rule out Square Enix as publisher, and we can also rule out third person. When was the Doom new? Was that Doom 2016? Was the new Doom? Phil suggesting it. Okay, we can rule out shooter, and we can rule out id Tech, and we can rule out first person. but we're keeping single player, multiplayer, and cooperative. Single player, multiplayer, and cooperative is all kept in, but it can't be first person or third person. That leaves isometric view, side view, text, VR, and auditory. Too early for VR, I believe. So just leaves auditory, side view, and text. Stardew Valley. 2016. That could be right. I mean that could be right. Action is a theme, I infer, but there's action in Stardew. I don't think it's going to be Civ because at least one of these is correct. The theme, and I don't think you could call Civ an action or a stealth. Is it worth putting Stardew Valley in there? We'd probably learn something. Yeah, there's action in there. You stab slimes. I'm not confident on the year, but I assume people are only suggesting it. What, 2016, a VR game? Might have been that many at that time. But VR went a bit mad after. All right, well, we can, well, all right, this is useful for ruling out. No fantasy, no business, no sandbox, no shooting. And it's not isometric bird view. So I think this means it's either a fighter or a platformer. I think side view. That's the next most likely one. Thanks, Killian. I get really into this. They use up loads of time. And I see the view count really wobble around when I put gamedle on. Some people leave because of it, and I think some people stay because of it. Street Fighter 5. Well, let's just go straight for that. Street Fighter 5. Oh, they went from a numeral to an Arabic. They went from a Roman numeral to an Arabic numeral between 5 and 6. Side view confirmed. Action confirmed. It's very, very likely a fighting game. No Capcom, no Unreal, not Street Fighter. What other fighting games came out around this time? Any Tekkens? Any Mortal Kombats? Any... Did we do Guilty Gear Strive already? Didn't we? Maybe it's Guilty Gear Strive again. I put in Guilty Gear Strive. Maybe it's just up again. Can it happen? It won't go up. It won't be here again. That's mad. Any punching heads on? Anyone who loves a good roundhouse kick? Any boppers? Was that the dolphin one? That is the dolphin one, yeah. Guilty Gear was Unreal Engine? Well remembered. The big brains have logged in. Injustice 2? If it's being said twice by the same person, but now with an exclamation mark, what else can I say? Fighting game ruled out. Yeah, wrong. But still with a side view. Not a fighting game though, so it has to be a platformer. 2016 platformer. I'm going to use our one-time clue. Oh, hello. It's an action comedy party game. Well, what's possible here? Like Super Chicken Horse or something? Or a side view platformer like Piku Niku? Party comedy like Pikanuku or Super Chicken Horse or something. No, it's not necessarily superhero. This just means like at least one thing here is correct. And I think the one thing is action. Pikanuku too late. Jackbox? I guess Jackbox is a side view. Is it a side view game? No, it's not going to be a Mario. It came out on too many non-Nintendo things. Like it came out probably on PC. Like I've learned if it's a first party Nintendo game, everything is red apart from like Nintendo first party consoles. It's 2016 action comedy party game that's side view only, no fighting. But potentially one of these genres between like adventure, tactical. Simulator role playing strategy indie. Oh, do you know what? Do you know what? If fighting is wrong and this is yellow, then it must be arcade. Do I know what that means exactly? Not really, but it's not no information. What's that running one? A running game. I'm not sure I know what you mean. Jackbox. Getting over it. I think that was a single player only experience. Not Mirror's Edge. No, Mirror's Edge first person. Quap. Don't think you could play that multiplayer. People are saying speedrunners, so I'm going to write it in. Well, we do now have. This is the first time I've ever seen a green box for the consoles that was actually not the correct answer. That came out on Linux, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Mac, and Windows. Flappy Bird single player experience. But you're right, it was action party game, but apparently not a comedy game. Weird Indie confirmed? Yes, pretty much. Pretty much. That scream. Let's rule out Jackbox then. The Jackbox Party Pack. Is that what we want? That's the only Jackbox that's coming up. That's possibly the original. I'd go Broforce then. Yeah, over Jackbox. I see Jackbox as a text perspective. Broforce. Jackbox isn't single player. A really good point. Unity confirmed. It's close-ish. It's not considered a party game. We can rule out Devolver Digital. Semi-useful. Does Overcooked count as side view? No, it won't do. Brawlhalla? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Brawlhalla's a comedy. Like, what counts as a comedy in this in gamedle is not going to be clear. But it'll be something. A comedy? What do we know so far? It's an action comedy party game released in 2006 for Unity. You can only look at the game through a side view. You can play single player, multiplayer, and co op. I think Mono's been right on the kind of game it's going to be. But Broforce isn't funny enough. It makes me think that Jackbox is on the money with like the tone that's probably being struck by it. Overcooked fits aside from the side view. Yeah, is Overcooked released in that year? That does sound right for year. I mean, I'm tempted to put Jackbox in just because that's how they've interpreted it. They've interpreted. Oh, there's no single player on Jackbox. Yeah, you can hard rule that out. A funny side view game. That's also a party game. You have people around, you play with your friends, so it's like local co-op, but you're also competing against each other. Has Angry Birds had a party game? I'll see what Angry Birds comes up. Angry Birds. I don't know. I think these will all be like the original Android apps. A Telltale Sam and Max? There's no way that's like a party game, right? You've hit the comedy aspect, but I don't know if you're going to co-op it or multiplayer it. Fall Guys, third person perspective. We're so close. We're so close to victory here. So a Rayman's Rabbids game? I just don't think that's going to count as like a party game. I think also we've ruled in arcade. So think of an arcade vibe, like you will run small matches or small rounds. Fall Guys maybe could be described as arcadey. You play these like modular little games in it. Speedrunners is sort of arcadey because you run races, you know? Did we rule out Jackbox? Kind of, because you can't play it single player. Raving Rabbids, is that? Yeah, you want me to put in Raving Rabbids? Am I picking one of these? Is that what's happening? Rabbids isn't side view? Then I never should have got that close. I never should have got that close to putting it in. Yeah, rabbits are older. Rabbids was like weird. All right, I've ruled it out. Let's go back into the mind palace. Let's think over every memory we've ever had and every game we've ever heard of. We have to get there. The reason we're struggling is that the music has ended. Guitar Hero, not side view. That would be considered an auditory view. You weren't to know that, but now you do. A funny little silly game. A funny little silly platform game or... arcade, party, comedy. When was what is Super Chicken Horse? I've heard Super Chicken Horse. Ultimate Chicken Horse, 2016. It's got to be this. Ultimate Chicken Horse. I mentioned this earlier. Look at that. Look at that. Straight out of the brain. Last ditch. I've never even played it. I've never even played it. I don't know what it is. I don't really even quite know what this game is. I don't know what the gameplay is. I've never played it. I've just heard it mentioned. Maybe it was a cheat to look up on a separate tab the year it came out. I just wanted to like reaffirm that it was something. This is our current PB. We've never gotten 5 games before. I think now that we've gotten 5, it will never end. Like, we'll never stop playing this. Like, we'll never get on to City 2000. All right, the game we're looking for, the game you have chosen is newer than the game to guess. Okay, so we're looking for an older game. That's fine. All I need to put in is cannon fodder for the SNES. Okay, it was between those two things. It never came out on the Game Boy Color. Cannon fodder came out on the SNES. I must be thinking of a different one. It's not a point-and-click real-time strategy. All right, something in between the two. Ultima Online? No, it's later than that now. Halo 2? Yeah. That will slice the years in half. It's definitely a shooter. Shooter confirmed. Bungie as the dev and Microsoft Game Studios as a pub. One of those is true. Probably the latter. So let's try a BioShock. Was BioShock going to be published by Cannon Fodder was Amiga originally? I know. I've played the original Amiga one. Fable. Microsoft Game Studios Fable? Yeah? No, it's a shooter. It's a shooter. Titanfall 2? Yeah. Published by Microsoft, do you think? Let's try Gears. That seems safe. Gears of War 2. Third person confirmed. Xbox 360 ruled out. Microsoft Game Studios publisher confirmed. We're not interested in Bungie anymore. This probably means that Epic Games was not the dev. Otherwise, that combination would be correct and that would be green. But it isn't green. So we're looking for a third-person game with bullets in it. Released between 2009 and 2015, not Gears of War. Mafia 2? Why not? Destiny actually is a good shot. No, because that was Bungie, wasn't it? I think we can safely rule out Bungie. Alan Wake? Yeah, was that Microsoft Game Studios publishing? Crackdown? I'll put in Crackdown, why not? Crackdown 2? I'll happily type that in. We're getting the year down. It's still Microsoft Game Studios, but it was Xbox 360, which you should be ruling out. Getting the one-time clue now. Oh, our one-time clue is the year. Not so good. Maybe we should never pick our one-time clue until we've got the year down, because we can always get the year down. Do we think this is too late for the original Alan Wake? It could be Alan Wake 2. People keep saying Quantum Break, though. Everyone's saying Quantum Break. People just can't stop saying Quantum Break. Okay, the year is wrong, but now we know it came out on Windows and the Xbox One. It seems very likely that it's an action game. Every single thing we've tried has action in it. I guess it's hard to have bullets flying around without your theme being action. Maybe Fable Anniversary? It's definitely got shooting in it. Yeah, and we need single player, multiplayer, and co-op. So we're not looking at like a story gun game. We're looking at a shooting your friends good game. Did we try Crackdown 3? No, but we tried Crackdown 2 and it ruled out that franchise. Titanfall? Did Titanfall have an attached multiplayer mode? Also, wasn't Titanfall a first-person game? Was there a Dead Rising around then? I don't know what Project Spark is. Dead Rising is potential. It would have to be a late Dead Rising, right? The early Dead Risings were like previous console generations. Sunset Overdrive? I don't know it. I don't know it, but I'll put it in if someone thinks I should. Sunset Overdrive? I don't know it. I'm going to trust. Well done, everyone. It is indeed Sunset Overdrive. We are on a streak of 6. Will it ever end? I wonder if there'll come a point where we'll be willing it to end. Like we're done. Arrow Up. The game you've chosen is older than the game to guess. Tunic. I love putting Tunic in. Getting us back to Tunic. Okay, it's a third-person game. Probably action. Possibly adventure? An adventure action game, third person. Between 2015 and 2021. Not Unity. Has to have multiplayer? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Mafia 3? Try it. Oh, wow, it's 20 past 9. Okay, the game. We've got the game. Yeah, we've really spent the whole stream on this. It's too late, Red Tick Seed. I took your suggestion in with such good faith. We love 2016. That's when they made Rise of the Tomb Raider. Don't you remember? Oh, no, it's not. That's VR. All right. Well, that was just a bad guess. Doom? Is there any reason? No, because Doom's first person. Dark Souls 3. Great shout. Great shout. Because that would... I know there's a lot of bullet symbols here, but we've also got adventure. I think it would definitely count as an adventure. I also think it counts as like... I would have said that Dark Souls 3 would have this combination, single player, multiplayer, and cooperative. Because it's got to be accounting for the invasions again, right? Gears? Yeah, which Gears are we looking for? Gears 2, that feels too early for that. What Gears is... What Gears would come out in 2016? Not Gears, that's what I thought. Hello, Martine. Hitman had a... Oh, yeah, Hitman... The Hitman remake. No, we already had it.
Hello
Hitman
Kitty
was
Island Adventure.
a previous answer. Hello, Catbox. Hello, Kitty Island Adventure. Thank you for the resubscription. That's almost a whole year. Uncharted 4? Yeah. Yeah, that looks plausible. All right, it's not Uncharted. We get our one-time clue. Hello. What? Okay, our game genres are fighting, role-playing, simulator, adventure. What's that? The only game I could think of that hits those beats is like Shenmue. Yakuza! Yakuza, of course! Which Yakuza are we talking about here? It would be like Yakuza 3 or something? That sounds like Dark Souls. You wouldn't say fighting like... I know what you mean, but like fighting here is going to mean like martial arts. Yakuza 0 is exactly what they put on here. Yakuza 0 sounds like such a good shout. No, it's not a Yakuza game. I thought that was such a good shout. Apparently here, Yakuza 0 2015, but I don't know where they get their data from. All right, it's not Sega, it's not Ryuga Gotoku. Nah, Shenmue was ages before. Shenmue was like when we were in secondary school. It's the same genre. No, it hasn't. It's got hack and slash beat 'em up as a separate genre, which I guess is different to fighting, you know. Then let's see that this has a more formalized fighting thing. Which was there a Street Fighter where it had a bit of an open world hub you could be in? Not Dynasty Warriors. Check. That's Koei, right? Koei Tecmo. We haven't had that already. The third person game. It's not a bad shout. Well, it considers it to have beat 'em up elements in it, which I think is fair enough. Fighting games is like your Street Fighter archetype. Yakuza maybe falls closer to your Streets of Rage archetype. Maybe one of those Dragon Ball? Dynasty is slashing. The only thing I'd say about Dynasty Warriors, I mean, it had to be a later one to have RPG elements. Fighting. I mean, yeah, maybe. Witcher is slashing. Yeah, is Witcher 3 around this time? Is that a plausible Witcher 3 release date? 2016. It sounds right. Nah, it would never be Persona 5. Good point. Good point. We need... Do you know what, actually? We haven't got a direct hit on the gameplay mode. Look. Single player on its own, not correct. Single player and co-op, not correct. Single player and multiplayer, not correct. Single player, multiplayer and co-op, also not correct. So is this possibly a game with no single player mode? What if it's like a game you can only play against other people? Did you try Dark Souls? It's not going to be Dark Souls. Dark Souls isn't a simulation. I don't think it's not going to be Dark Souls. Is it Destiny 2? There's no shooting. We've got our genres, bullets ain't in it. Oh yes, sorry. It has to have a single player mode. Well then what can it be? Unless it's single player, splits, and maybe it just also has split screen. Maybe it's like a Street Fighter. They added RPG elements to one of the Street Fighters. They gave you a campaign mode. Was that like Street Fighter 5? Was there a Street Fighter out around this time? Final Fantasy 14? Simulator adventure? Nah, there's no single player mode in Final Fantasy 14. That was Street Fighter 6? Yeah, that is what I was thinking of. That's way too recent. Have we eliminated Enix? I don't think so. Or maybe actually, in that they can't be the publisher, and I dare say, if it's a Final Fantasy, they would publish that. So I don't know, I take a dim view to these Final Fantasy suggestions. Knights of the Old Republic. That's 2 suggestions for Knights of the Old Republic. There's nothing ruling it out. Fighting role-playing adventure simulator? Feels like there's things that would be missing, right? It's way older. Oh, okay. Not Knights of the Old Republic, just the Old Republic. Oh, okay. The Old Republic. Star Wars The Old Republic? I'll try it. I don't know enough about it. I just trust you. Bill says don't do it. I trust you all. But on top of that, I trust Phil a lot more. We wouldn't be here without Phil. We would be playing the game that we came here to see. We would have moved on at a good clip. You see how I'm moving from praising Phil into sort of offloading some of the blame for this game taking an hour? Phil is great. We love Phil. WLP in the chat for We Love Phil. WLP ATIPF in the chat for We Love Phil, and this is Phil's fault. Human fall flat? I don't think so, man. I don't see it. Tell me a little more about why it's human fall flat. What were the genres? The genres are fighting. Now, there's some interpretive work to be done about fighting. What do they mean? But I take it to mean like Street Fighter, punching, moves, combos. Then we've got role playing. You know what role play is. It means your character's got numbers. Simulator, don't really know. You'd get this for Sims. You'd probably also get this for like train driving simulator, you know? Then adventure, which I take to be like Castlevanias, your Metroids, your freedom of exploration, going to places. Now, I don't know what that is together. Did we try Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2? I'm going to try it now. If that came out in 2016, then why not? We need to. Oh. I'm going to try with the Xenoverse first. Dragon Ball is 2 words? Fake fan. Wow. We love Phil. We love Marto. We do also need to move on at some point. Dragon Ball. Thanks for telling me, Big Popper. You've earned a little bit of trust. I'm no longer going to pretend I listen to you all equally, but you can earn trust quite easily by being correct. Okay, so we can rule out RPG, fighting, adventure, simulation. We can rule out third person, and we want an older game. So what's an older first person game? Just Doom. Doom 3. No, Doom 64. No, Doom 3. No, just Doom. No, just normal Doom. Okay, it is a first-person shooter game, and also, fucking hell, at least one of these publishing houses did it. The publishing houses available are id Software, who also doubled up as developers, Activision, Art Data, Bashu House, Ocean Software, Imagineer, Atari, Sega, SoftBank, GT Interactive, and Williams Entertainment. I think we should focus on Activision first, and then Sega second. So we just want an Activision game. So Quake could be anything. It could. What's a famous Activision game? Let's forget about id Software for a moment. Call of Duty 4, yeah. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I think this is a more strategic. We want to. Okay, it's Call of Duty. All right. So it's a Call of Duty that is earlier than this. So Call of Duty Black Ops. It's a Call of Duty between Black Ops and Modern Warfare. So how about Call of Duty Black Ops 2? Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Okay, let's get our one-time clue. It's Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Great. I don't think I ever want to play gamedle again after this. I think this is the gamedle killer. Now that it can take an hour. Okay, we want a game that has no shooting in it, isn't first person, and is older than this. That's easy. StarCraft. StarCraft, not Heart of the Swarm, that was latest. Just the original Brood War. Okay, it's between those two dates. We can rule out sci-fi as a theme, and we can rule out isometric bird view. And we can also rule out shooting. So let's do Little Big Planet. There's no reason why not to. Little Big Planet. We've closed down on the year, but also we can rule out way more. We can rule out fantasy, sandbox, kids, and comedy. Also, it's definitely came out on the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation Portable, which helps a lot. God Eater. Okay. We can rule out RPG and we can rule out PSP. So it's just PS3 now. It's an action game that, based on this, it's possibly just single player. Yeah, very plausibly just single player. Third person game. PS3 and maybe more. No shooting, no RPG. Last of Us? Yeah, is it that old? Last of Us 2011 to 2014? No shooting. Looking for something serious and miserable. Looking for something grey and brown. Could this be Bullet Witch? No. Bullet Witch has bullets in it. GTA 5? Is it really that old, GTA 5? GTA 5 came out on the PS3. Yeah, Last of Us, older than I remember, but I guess it's because it keeps being remastered and remade. But I think it'll definitely count as a shooter. And GTA famously has a lot of shooting, yeah. It's mad the amount of games you think of and you're like, is there really guns in that? And then you think again, you're like, yes, it's full of guns. It's full of bullets. It's just such a primary verb you forget. Does Halo have shooting in it? Batman? What, one of the Arkham Knights or something? One of these? God, there's so many Batmans. Lend me a hand here. Arkham something? Which Batman do you want? Arkham City? Oh, Phil said it. I love when Phil says something. It's getting us there. It's definitely either got adventure or hack and slash element. It's single player only confirmed. Unreal Engine, third person. Between 2012 and 2014. This should help a lot more. Could there have been a Yakuza game out at this point? PS3? Yakuza 3. Hasn't helped, really. Oh, wow. Really wrong on the years, though. I thought it would have been later. Well, it's not a Yakuza game. Third person Unreal Engine adventure game, single player. Probably just action. That's the only one we can confirm definitely for themes. We can rule out comedy, fantasy, sandbox, kids, and science fiction. I think your generic like fantasy action game's still in the mix though. Like, was there a Devil May Cry released around this time? Assassin's Creed? It can't be bad to try an Assassin's Creed. Anything else ruling that out? Who is Assassin's Creed? Assassin's Creed isn't Unreal. Oh, is it confirmed Unreal? Oh, okay. I don't think Yakuza's going to be Unreal. I bet that's a proprietary engine. Ubisoft, yeah, okay. Oh, let's get our one-time clue. Hello. Action, horror, thriller, mystery. A third-person action, horror, thriller, mystery that was released in the PS3 era. And it would have been towards the end of the PS3 era, I guess. Like, PlayStation 4 was on the scene, right? Within this time frame. Resident Evil something? You don't shoot. I think there's some shooting in LA Noire. I think that would be Resi 5? The Resident Evil games are, yeah. So what's a horror game with different action in it? And also mystery as well. Mystery is an interesting one. Could it be like... a thriller mystery? That would get me thinking of something like Clock Tower or something, or like Rule of Rose, or... Oh, A Silent Hill. Was like... What did Silent Hill 4 come out on? What year was Silent Hill 4 The Room? That's an action mystery thriller horror, right? That would have come out on the PS3. That's third person exclusively. Downpour? Well, as long as we get one Silent Hill in there, it will tell us if we got the right franchise at least. Seems... And also, at this point, didn't Team Silent start outsourcing to American studios? They might not have been using whatever engine that like Konami originally had. They're probably just using Unreal, right? Is that mad to think it could be Silent Hill? I tried Downpour. There was some really weird Western Silent Hill games in this era. Well, I'm wrong. But I'm not a million miles away. Adventure game confirmed. Apparently Silent Hill is also a drama survival. They're fair enough survival. I think we're in the right ballpark though. The Gears of War? I think you can get a gun in Gears of War. It's hidden behind an illusory wall. I think Big Papa's having you on, Phil. Don't rise to it. Don't get fooled. Don't get rattled. Don't get tricked. Don't let them get to you. We've got 2 lives left, and I've squandered quite a few, so I need a bit of help. Disco Elysium? No. Disco Elysium counts as a isometric bird view. Ghost game? What? Fatal Frame? What game's Ghost game? What? Ghost Trick? The one made by the... Sorry, there's so many games with ghosts in it, Mono. I don't know why you think that rules anything down. Disco Elysium's not worth a shot because I know from past guesses it's not third person, it's isometric view. Ghost game. You're thinking of Fatal Frame 3 or something. I mean, Fatal Frame. I mean, it could be. I wouldn't be surprised if they're a Bandai Namco game, though. Fatal Frame? You're thinking of Fatal Frame. I think they'll be mad to come up on here. As much as I put it to impossible, it never actually chooses particularly obscure titles. No, you always shoot in Resident Evil. They love shooting. Am I putting Fatal Frame 3 in? It's not Fatal Frame. Do you know what? I'm so stupid. Of course, Fatal Frame, the photography game, has first person in it. Murdered Soul Suspects. All right. Mono has suggested Murdered Soul Suspect, and if it's not that, we lose. Does anyone want to ratify? No, I've given up playing this in my spare time. It drives me up the wall. I can't do it without loads of third-party help. It is Murdered Soul Suspect. The streak continues. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching the stream. Thanks, everyone. We go again. We're still here. I might have to do City 2000 next week. I think I'm running out of time. I don't think we'd get very long on it. I might. I don't think I've used up all my time. I can't end the streak, though, can I? I can't end the streak, though, can I? Can you return to a streak? I'm not going to. We're here now. Sorry, everyone. You've been gifted by an event, a once-in-a-lifetime event. City 2000 sits calmly and patiently on my E drive, waiting for execution. I think it's not too much to ask that you can do the same. This is now. City 2000 is 1993. 1993 isn't going anywhere. Okay, it's a single-player game that is more recent than 2014 and contains a third-person perspective, but non-exclusively. Fallout 4? Sure. Sure. We'll learn a lot. Oh, you have smashed the genres there. Single-player exclusive, although we haven't learned much about the year. It's a shooter role-playing adventure. What's a much more recent shooter role-playing adventure? A game with a gun where you also have stats. Cyberpunk? Yeah? Yeah? Pretty good guess. Although, having said that, look at this. This isn't quite right. And I know for a fact Cyberpunk has first-person, third-person virtual reality. But we'll still learn something. I think we'll still learn something that'll be worth it for that. Is it Half-Life Alyx? No, because it definitely contains third-person, and I think Half-Life Alyx is third-person only. No, I know you can play third-person Cyberpunk. What I'm saying is Cyberpunk has the exact same perspectives as Fallout 4, and Fallout 4's perspective column is only yellow, and we want a perspective column that's green. But I still think it might be valuable to do it and learn something. I believe Cyberpunk does have VR. Watch and find out. Never mind. Never mind, it doesn't have VR. It is Cyberpunk. Thanks, everyone. Here we are. We're still going. Wow. All right. Right off the bat, we've got another shooter RPG adventure game with first person and third person. We're never doing anything else this stream. This goes until we lose. What can I do? You know, it's completely outside of my control now. Deus Ex? Not a bad shout for the genres. Which Deus Ex do you want to go for, Martine? The original? Could also be Fallout, yeah. It could be a few things. Any Deus Ex. All right, let's go for Human Revolution then. Oh, apparently that's not an adventure game. And also, even that's too old. Let's go for the original Deus Ex. No, it can't be a Deus Ex because it's not the right franchise. What's the little wall guy? Stealth. The little ninja behind a wall. Skyrim Oblivion? No, it's a shooting game. And as much as you've got a bow and arrow in Skyrim, it's not primary enough to get the bullet symbol, I think. I think the original Deus Ex had... Yeah, it can't be Deus Ex anyway because it's not the right franchise or saga. BioShock didn't have third person, I think. Fallout 3? We could go for it. Hang on, no, Fallout 3. When did that come out? New Vegas? I think that's too late. We need something earlier than that. I think Fallout Vegas would have been a little bit later. Oh, okay. What's that the answer to? Fallout 3 or New Vegas? All right, let's try Fallout 3. It's a good shout. Correct saga and franchise. It's got to be New Vegas then. Fallout New Vegas. I can't believe we're still going. Well done, everyone. We're just still going. We just can't lose. What's happened here? Like, how have I gone from cannot beat my streak of 4 to we can't lose anymore? Okay, first person, wrong. Third person, wrong. Single player only. And it's newer than 2010. Let's just put in Tunic. I like putting Tunic in. Reminds me of that little fox. Isometric bird view confirmed. Single player only. Disco Elysium. 2019. Single player only. Isometric bird view. No thriller. No drama. No mystery. But it probably has role-playing elements. Or adventure elements. Or both. Are we allowed to go to sleep tonight? I'll be still doing this in the morning, so I'd appreciate if you rejoin next chance you can. Yeah, I can't stop, John. It's completely ruined my life. Here we are, though. I think this is a gamedle ending streak. I can't see myself wanting to play this ever again. Or maybe I will. Maybe this will like unlock a hidden door in my brain. Fire Emblem Three Houses? Nah. Came out on PS3, Xbox 360. Can't be Fire Emblem. Good guess, though. PC game. Was Wasteland 3 2019? Right, what do we know? Isometric bird view. We can't really pin down genres a lot. My guess would be that it has some RPG or adventure elements, but we can't say for sure which ones of those are true. Hello, Demoney Industry. You're watching a once-in-a-lifetime 11-game streak on gamedle on the impossible difficulty. This attempts to... it's like Wordle, but for games. That's it. I do, but there's no Untitled Goose Game. Untitled Goose Game. It's worth a little shot just for fun. It's worth a little shot. We've learned almost nothing. But it was a good guess. It was just happened not to be correct. There was nothing that should have ruled it out. Oh, other than it was Unity. Do you know what? I should have guessed it was Unity. Animal Crossing? No. It can't be a Nintendo game. It came out on Windows, PlayStation 3, or Xbox 360. At least one of those. Untitled Goose Game is co-op now, yeah. Things you learn when you're playing gamedle. Yeah, we need to make sure the next one's not Unity. I don't even know if it's an indie game, by the way. There's a lot I don't know in this world. An isometric bird view game. And it's not Tunic somehow. Yeah, and single player only. That's important. I'm really going to take this a lot more serious. I went from around the 8 to 10 mark in the streak. At that point, I was like, let's end this. But now that it's 11, I'm like, this can never end. This is forever. Baba is you. It would need to have at least one of these symbols. Shooter, role-playing, adventure. I don't think it's any of those. I don't think Baba's those. And this has role-playing, adventure, indie. I guess it would hit indie. I don't know if it's an adventure or it's definitely not an RPG. Hades. Hades isn't a bad shout. Single player only. Came out on Windows. Has RPG elements, I would say. Minute. I don't know. Is Minute an adventure game? Just about. Kind of just about. Isometric bird view, I accept that. Yeah, Ooblets came out after the COVID pandemic. So I remember Mono streaming it. Just do whatever Phil says. Yeah, let's see. Phil did suggest Baba is you. It all comes down to what counts as an adventure game. Thing is, I don't think we'll learn anything if this is wrong. What do we need to know? What guesses can help us learn something? Hi, Buzz Josie. Do you have any advice on what bones I can get rid of? Yeah, Baba probably was Unity. Probably so was Minute, if not Game Maker Engine. Isometric bird view, 2019. We just don't know anything definite about it. Well, let's think. An isometric bird view game. Do you know what might help us? I think the year is wrong. I think the year's too wrong. I was thinking Hyperlight Drifter. Baba is not Unity. Well, I'll pop it in. We keep talking about it. Let's get it off our lips. The year's right. Oh, hello. Fantasy is in. Toe bones definitely are frivolous. Absolutely required. Fantasy has been dealed into the pack. Let's use our one-time clue. Oh, here's the rest of the genres. Puzzle, RPG, simulator, strategy, adventure, indie. Puzzle, RPG, simulator, strategy, adventure, indie. Too late for Stardew. A lot of genre. That should help if we can ponder it well enough. If we can flip the Rubik's Cube around until the colours all line up. Puzzle, RPG, simulator, strategy, adventure, indie. So, like, it's not Breath of the Wild, but, like, which of those would Breath of the Wild hit? Probably just adventure, RPG, and puzzle, right? Maybe not even RPGs. Breath of the Wild and RPG? Yes, it has to be, because it's got a sword and some dungeons. The strategy thing's what's getting me. Slay the Spire? Dwarf? No, the 1.0 release for Steam of Dwarf Fortress was after 2019. Slay the Spire, I just don't think it's going to count as like a simulator. Is roguelike in the genres? Yeah, roguelike is. It would definitely have roguelike. Could it be Hypnospace Outlaw? I don't think so. Yeah, think isometric and think, hang on. When did Into the Breach come out? We're looking at something like that. Indie strategy, adventure, puzzle. Although you could argue Into the Breach. What are the genres? Puzzle, RPG, simulator, strategy, adventure. Into the Breach of 2018. So close. I love Into the Breach, by the way. I think it rules. We're looking at something like that. Maybe they'd count Into the Breach as roguelike. Fantasy theme. Dicey Dungeons. That's not a roguelike, really. Puzzle RPG. I don't know what's meant by simulator here. Maybe we'd lose it there. Dicey Dungeons. There are advanced. There are. I can't think of any, really. Sunless Skies? Maybe. Maybe. I haven't played it, so I don't know how strategy it is. I'm tempted by Dicey. Tempted by Dicey. Dicey an adventure game. I don't know. I'm a bit unclear on what adventure means. Wargroove. Wargroove kind of fits. The sequel would definitely have been later. Wargroove 2 was definitely later than 2019. I could easily believe the original Wargroove was 2019. Is it a puzzle game? Yeah, in as much as it's a strategy game, it gives you some levels which are more like puzzles. RPG, I think you can upgrade some stuff. Simulator, you could argue for it. Adventure, you pick your way on a map. Strategy, easy. Indie, easy, definitely. Do you know, even though this is like impossible difficulty, they never pick things that are too out there. Wargroove feels like it's a relatively small indie game. But it fits, so... Interesting. It is 2019. It was a very coherent guess, but apparently this counts as a tactical strategy, turn-based strategy. So it's not turn-based strategy. It did not in fact fit. Yeah. Thank you, the Arrested Development narrator. Okay, so it's not a turn-based tactics. We're not thinking of a Fire Emblem. We're not thinking of an Advance Wars. We're not thinking of an Into the Breach. It's strategy in some looser, less chess-like sense. Well, what does that mean? Like, what's a strategy game that's not... All I can think of is like StarCraft. What's a strategy game that's not turn-based? Like Factorio or Rumor? I just wouldn't say that's strategy. Though I would accept simulator. Maybe I'd accept all the others. Yeah, real-time strategy. But people don't make those anymore, do they? Real-time strategies aren't being brought out. Diablo 4? I don't know if that's a strategy. Also, hack and slash is a genre. And you definitely include that for Diablo. It is indie. Yeah, but it has to fit. I still think it's Hades. Wilder Myth? No, that's turn-based. Is puzzles a big element of Hades? I wouldn't have said so. I also thought they would have put the roguelike tag on it as well. Yeah, I think it doesn't quite... It's very, very close on all fronts, but I don't think neat enough. Yeah, these are all good guesses. They're all very close. It's just we haven't got enough lives left. I have to feel... Everything has to fit for me to put it in now. I really don't want the streak to end. Kingdom Hearts? Come on. Come on, buddy. We're all doing our best here. Oh, I'm not sure, Harry. You'll have to ask Nightbot. Heroes of Might and Magic? Well, like Heroes of Might and Magic 14 or something. This is... This is like 2019. It's not turn-based. Oh, hang on. Heroes of Might and Magic isn't turn-based, is it? It's like an RTS. Is there anything else we definitely know? Fantasy is in. That would have included Hades. That sort of does help. Drama, mystery, thriller is out. Windows is definitely in, I would say. Unity is out. Exclusively isometric bird view. It can't include anything else. Yakuza. Yakuza's not an indie game. Sega's not a plucky little studio. Service Games has been around for a while. There's a lot to hold in your head. So it's a fantasy game with an isometric view, 2019, puzzle elements, RPG elements, simulation elements, strategy elements, adventure elements, and indie elements, which isn't really a genre, is it? It's the circumstances of its development. This is doing my head in. Welcome to gamedle, buddy. Welcome to this arduous stream. Welcome to struggle. Refuses to understand what turn-based means. I'd hate to play chess with them. Just constantly moving everything. Control. Puzzle? Fine. RPG? Even that's fine. Simulation? No. I'll just out and out say no. Also, that has a third-person perspective, not a isometric bird perspective. He believes there can't be single-player turn-based games? Well, you'd always need like an AI to do something else. Can't always be your turn. Oh, they've got like a real... They've got this whole idea of an ontology of a turn. But what if the turn goes over to the computer? Like, chess is... Does chess stop being a turn-based game depending on whether you play it against a human versus a computer? John, everyone always forgets one thing. Most of my job here is to remind everyone of what we can see on the screen. Was there a Shadowrun? Shadowrun's turn-based. What are we talking about? What if we're talking about turn-based with pause? What if we're talking about a Baldur's Gate? What if we're talking about a Pillars of Eternity? What if we're talking about Pillars of Eternity 2? Isometric bird view, single player only. I'm not sure of the years these came out, but puzzles, yes. RPG, yes. Simulation, I don't know. But adventure, 100%. Strategy, 100%. Indie, definitely very arguable. Very arguable that it's indie. Wow, I mean, it was Obsidian, right? Is anyone going with me on... Is anyone coming with me on Pillars of Eternity 2? All right, we're talking about Tyranny. I don't even know what that is. I think it's a CRPG. This is my big brainwave. All right. Phil says Tyranny was 2016, though. And Path of Exile 2, Pillars of Eternity 2 was... All right, Total War. But it's not a grand strategy game. It's not Total War because it's not tactical. It's not... I think we're looking at a CRPG. Oh, Josie Russell, you'll love this. You'll love this. A CRPG... a CRPG refers to like a certain formulation of Western computer developers attempting to make tabletop RPGs systems work in computers. Some of that span off and went to Japan and got a big anime influence, and also Japan wasn't big on D&D, and that created JRPGs, and computer RPGs were the early Western ones that hewed quite closely, but it doesn't include like the first person dungeon crawlers like Wizardry and like Ultima. I don't think they count. I think it includes like your Fallout 1s, your Baldur's Gates, Martine's definition is probably all you need, actually. Mine's too much. Could it be Divinity? Now, can you argue that Divinity 2 is indie? Aren't those BioWare? Isn't that made by an ex-medical tech company? Divinity isn't solo. Yeah, can't be Divinity. I don't think Divinity's indie, is it? Which developers and publishers have been ruled out? Chucklefish, Hempuli, House, Panic, Zaum, Andrew Shoulders, Inji, Obsidian Entertainment, Bandai Namco Entertainment, 1C Sega, Bethesda Softworks. Everything else is to play for. Maybe Mass Effect Andromeda? I don't know. Too much shooting. That's enough to give it the bullet symbol. I think Dragon Age doesn't fit the time. Divinity's by Larian. Watch out for the ones that have co-op. Yeah, do watch out for the ones that have co-op. That's huge. Do we not have just a lovely CRPG in this era? Mass Effect is third person. Great one, Phil. Phil should have some sort of captain's hat on when we play this. I did unlock something. I put things on my temples and I thought Pillars of Eternity 2, or if not, something like that. I think this genre cluster points to a CRPG. Also, don't forget, we know it's got fantasy in. It has fantasy in it. We know that. Pathfinder is a POS? Does Phil think? Phil seems to think Pathfinder is a POS. There are 2 Pathfinders in this database, Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous. Did you get your ear sorted in the end? I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to get my ear sorted. I'm due to put 4 drops of sodium bicarbonate in my ear after this stream. How many guesses do you have left? 3. Phil's telling me to put Pathfinder Kingmaker in. It's not correct. Even the genre. This is where genres get too hard, you know? It's Unity, which unfortunately we should have ruled out. But it's apparently just a tactical role-playing game. What is Pathfinder? Can you tell me what that is so I can understand? It is making a volcano. It's causing a river of rust-coloured sludge to come out of my ear. And yet the blockage remains. Has someone said Pillars of Eternity? That's Keto. I haven't stopped saying it. I've said it over and over again. I thought Pathfinder was D&D. Well, for every D&D version, someone's made a video game adaptation of it. Oh, we're very close to the precipice here. Is it fair to say, has anyone played Pathfinder, Kingmaker, and played Pillars of Eternity? And can they therefore triangulate? Yeah, but I was thinking Pillars of Eternity too. Therefore, if Pathfinder has this set of genres, role-playing tactical, is it fair to say that other CRPGs probably would as well? Yeah, you're right, Dread Tixie. Well, that's why we haven't put it in. Yeah, all right. It's not a CRPG. Let's go back into our mind palace. Get your fingers ready and get them on your temples. You're going to think. Firstly, I want to say I'm really annoyed that doesn't count as a CRPG bundle, because I thought that was such good thinking. What else could it, what other type of game could it be? That means like it can't, you know how every RPG has puzzles in it? Well, it sounds to me like this puzzles must be more prominent in this. But also it's an RPG. Everything's in everyone's mind palace. We're all connected. There's vibrations that you're open to, i.e. actual memories of things you've ever seen or heard of. Then there's vibrations you can become open to if you have the correct, if you ground up the correct birthstone and have it in your tea. It also has simulation in there, so maybe don't sleep on the simulation little icon here. What does this say? Strategy. I wish it would break these down, but it never would because it relies on a little bit of the fluidity to make everything conform to its system. We're going to lose. I can't believe we're going to lose. I just committed to doing this for the rest of my life, and now we're going to lose. Puzzle RPG, simulator strategy adventure indie. And definitely not grand strategy. That is something. Here's the full list, because we can learn stuff by noticing that things that could be on our list aren't there. So, adventure, arcade, card and board game, fighting, hack and slash beat 'em up. That's one. Indie, MOBA, music, pinball. Why does pinball get its own thing? Platform, point and click, puzzle, quiz/trivia, racing, real-time strategy, role-playing, shooter, simulator, sports. I'd have put pinball in with sports. Strategy, tactical, turn-based strategy, visual novel, roguelike/roguelite. Seems a bit sparse. Describe pinball as a genre. You understand, there's the flippers. They're like this. You know this. What level of olive oil? I'm at the risk of having to say this too often. I'm putting sodium bicarbonate in my ear. Fire Emblem Three Houses? No. Because it must have released on either the Windows, PC, PlayStation 3, or Xbox 360. And they would never let Fire Emblem get off the Switch. Imperator Rome could work. Could it work all the way to being correct? Could it work all the way to being correct? Anyone else want to actually know? Great. My job here now is just to say, are you sure? What level of olive oil were you putting in ears? What do you mean? Like, how many pressings had it gone through? Was it like single virgin or whatever? My GP put Ottomize on repeat for me. Hang on, let's just play the Game Boy Advance Harvest Moon soundtrack in full again. Maybe I should go put something in my ear now. How good was the olive oil? It didn't do the trick. Didn't do it. Do you think it would help for me to get something in my ears and then come back? Shall I get my drops in and then come back? What's with your ear? I've just got an earwax blockage. It's just a bit gunked. Did you try the sharpened pencil? No. People have privately been saying don't stick things in your ear. People have also been publicly saying don't stick things in your ear. With great reluctance, I'm going to listen to them. We fizz in. Well, we're stuck on this game jam. Do you think I should fizz up my ear and then just come back? Like, I don't want to lose. Shall I fizz and return? Hold your nose and do a big blow. That made my ears bleed last time I did it. Do you need your ears for the game? No, I just need a little break from looking at gamedle. I just need a pause from the relentless hammering of this table. Don't make anything bleed. That is my policy. I think we need to come to terms. We're going to lose. Can we time out Burnzoid until this is over? Oh, I can't have that in my life. I can't have a little negative pocket worm. What? We need people who believe. I need to be surrounded, not with sycophants, but people who say you can do it, or you have already done it. I'd like that one. That one's even better. All right. Sorry, Burnzoid. Taking medical advice from chat is definitely a good idea. The amount of people who work for the NHS in this chat, well, I was going to say it's higher than statistically any random selection of people. Actually, I'm not sure that's true. NHS is one of the biggest employers in Europe. We need to be an echo chamber of yes men. It wouldn't. I'm just saying it wouldn't hurt. Could we yes man Burnzoid? Pretty sure we need an NHS union branch in this chat. Yeah. Could Plague Tale Requiem count as an isometric? No. No. We all think it's Disco and that gamedle is wrong. Disco didn't come out in 2019 though, did it? Disco's a little bit older, isn't it? Oh yeah, all the Josies work for the NHS. That's mad. Disco came out in 2019. All right. Well, I mean, it's not Disco. You know, what can I do about that? It's not Disco. It's a strategy game. It might be this time. We've got 2 lives left. Don't you want to win? Don't you want to succeed? It's too late to do anything else. I can't pivot. It's not It's not. The moment I can see myself getting snappy with people. Do you want to win or do you want to finish? They're the same thing, Maggie. I'm only gonna finish at the finish line. You don't finish if you trip and fall. You have to dust yourself up, put some things in your ear, and then keep going. Thanks, Oracle. Can we unban Oracle, please? I think Phil could bring this home. Phil's gone very quiet. Phil's been carrying us on his back. And the moment he gets tired, the whole endeavor ends. No, don't cheat, Mono. No cheating. Only thinking. Only fingers to temples. I need people's spirits. I don't need third-party databases. Who's Phil's deputy? I don't know. I view the rest of you with a certain uniform level of skepticism, including myself. Phil gone to bed? No. Phil's probably eaten some high-protein meat substitution slices, like Quorn turkey or something. He's probably having cream cheese, microdosing cream cheese to get his attention span higher. Thinking to cheat is cheating? What do you mean? Phil is resting their big brain? Yeah. Phil's got his special little pillow out. He's taking a micro nap. He's drinking from a small glass of port and micro napping while listening to a list of every video game ever made at 7 times speed. I can never remember what year stuff came out. If it helps, John, I remember what couch I was sitting in. I always think, oh, did I play that? And if I did, I think, where was I sitting? And then I work out from context clues. I don't know how to feel when Phil said killing floor after me and now it's all the valor. That's definitely been an inequality I've noticed. I don't really know who has said anything first. Hi, Phil. We were just talking about you. Mono, stop cheating. No, Maggie, Chaz, we don't reward cheating. What is like Dwarf Fortress but not Dwarf Fortress? I don't think it's going to be Dwarf Fortress because Dwarf Fortress isn't a puzzle game. And I know you can make the argument, well, you have to puzzle some things out. That's life, though. You know, that's opening a door. That's finding your keys. Dwarf Fortress isn't a puzzle game. Dwarf Fortress is everything else, though. It's everything else. Maybe it is RimWorld. Have we tried Tunic? Yeah, we did. It was the second thing we tried. TeamDB says probably Disco. Stop cheating. Maybe it's RimWorld. When did RimWorld come out? It's older. Have you tried the real life of someone born in 2019? What, you mean Life is Strange? No, RimWorld's wrong. Dwarf Fortress came out too late. Is RimWorld fantasy? Yeah, space is fantasy. Like imagine an alien came. That's pretty fantastical. Imagine you saw a, laser gun. Yeah, it is fantasy. Dwarf Fortress is fantasy. Rimworld's old, huh? Oh, do you know what would have fit, but it's just a bit wrong? Caves of Khurd, maybe. Caves of Khurd simulates all kinds of things. Oh, but it's a roguelike. You can't have any classical roguelikes because it's not a roguelike and the genre tags. Khurd is older though. At the 1.0 release, which is the official release, all these things count your launch dates when you come out of early access. It doesn't matter if you've been available on Steam for 12 years. Khurd rules. I've seen you've been playing Khurd lately. Red, have you been enjoying it? Bugdill's not real. Every time Bugdill comes up, I go, I'd love to play Bugdill. Is it real? Not a single URL's come up. But I'm starting to think this is an urban legend. This is a myth. I've posted the URL twice. I can't see it. I have other interests. I've been looking for it intermittently over the course of 3 hours. I don't see it here or here. Oh, that doesn't look like a real URL. I have other interests. It's going to sign me up to the Green Party if I click on that. There's a 40k Diablo-like. Is it Rogue Trader? No, Diablo-like. But what about Rogue Trader? Oh, that's too new. No. Ibib. Chaos Bane. What are we saying? What's Ibib? What's Chaos Bane? Rogue Trader was like last year. I got 800 points on Bugdill just now. There's no way you have, between this and your last message, identified 800 bugs, you know? I need to stretch my disbelief way too much. What about FIFA 19? What about Championship fucking Manager? It's John Wick Hex? What are you talking about? What's John Wick Hex? I'm being rude. I'm so sorry. I'm crashing out. I need to... Sometimes you say I'm crashing out, but I'm not. I'm doing a bit. But now I really am crashing out. But have you identified them, Shaz? I don't want to lose, you know? What's John Wick Hex? What about squad combat games? What are we talking about here? XCOM? That's turn-based, though. It's FIFA. It can't be FIFA. If they say FIFA's an adventure game, I'm never playing this again. Yeah, it's fantasy. What if it's fantasy football? How many bugs do you think they are? 2 billion. All in your bathroom. John Wick isn't exactly real life. Listen, I've been around the block. Fantasy is when there's a fireball, okay? Don't be like, oh, it's fantastical that Kazuma Kiryu manages to fight everyone so well he can pick up a bike. No. If Kazuma Kiryu cast a fireball, then it'd be fantasy. Sean's gone mean. I haven't gone mean. I'm just mildly crashing out. And he glows blue. That's non-diegetic. The fireball is diegetic. Other characters see the fireball. When Kazuma Kiryu glows blue, no one else is being like, why is this guy blue? He's just changing forms. It's for us to see. Like, the other characters can't see the menus, you know? Probably. If they do see them, they don't mind. Yeah, fantasy. It's fantasy. No John Wick. Puzzle simulator. Do you know, what are the odds that the result of this isn't going to make us really angry? Like, what's the odds that we go, ah, yes, fair enough? Because to me, there's no chance of that now. That's great. I like a manga author going, look, if you actually were there and saw this, it would look realistic. I've made it look mad because that's more interesting. Pokemon Dungeon Trine 2. There's a Stardew-alike that I played twice. What are we talking about? Core Keeper. The Core Keeper has multiplayer. Did we try Warhammer Chaos Bane? Is that what you want me to put in? Warhammer Chaos Bane. Not real, unfortunately. It sounded real, but it's not real. How about putting Chaos? Metal Wolf Chaos XD, the game about watermelons. Yeah, it's not real, sorry. I should have been packing for my first holiday in 11 years, but apparently this has been a more important 3 hours. One, I think it has been. Holidays come and go. Not for you, but for other people, holidays come and go. Where are you going? Solo, not Underlords. There's a 40k game that matches a lot of the criteria. Yeah, what's it called? Don't cheat now, Mono. Margate and Dungeoness. Oh, you're going to see the decommissioned nuclear reactor? Or are you going to go and see the concrete listening discs? You'd love both. I'm going to Derek Yarman's cottage in the Crown Museum. That's probably even better than what I'm suggesting. I'm not cheating. I'm just reading off a large database website. What do you think cheating is? All right, see you, Phil. You're having a late dinner. Maybe that's my fault. Sorry. Did we do disco? Hello, Robot Cooper. Yes, we did disco. We did Tunic. We did Fallout New Vegas. We did Untitled Goose Game. We did Baba Is You. We did War Groove. And we did Pathfinder. It might still be disco. Are we giving up? Are we giving up? Am I just putting in disco until we lose? I'm actually fine with that. The problem I'm seeing is that my desire to succeed is, one, tempered by my lack of ability and knowledge, and two, it's ruining my relationship with you. I've started being quite snippy. And when someone comes in, Robot Cooper's only just arrived. And I said, is it, have you tried disco? And I just want to scream, I just want to scream, yes, for the 17th time we've tried disco, You're being nicer than normal me, so I like crash outs. 40k Inquisitor. It's not real. Mono, it doesn't exist. There is no such game. Yeah, could it be Shunmu? Hello, Big Papa Peter. Is it okay if I time you out? Have we Fire Emblem? It's not Fire Emblem. It comes up a lot. But it has to have been published to one of these. PC, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. So I think that rules out Fire Emblem. Thanks for understanding, Big Popper, and thanks for all your loyalty over the years. Have a little scream. I think what I need is just to fill my ears with salt. Let them fizz up uncontrollably, and then I just come back changed. It also needs to be indie, yeah. So, I don't know if any of these Warhammer games count as indie. They've got the might of the Games Workshop behind them. They've got the might of... Could it be Wildermyth? No, because it's not turn-based, Jim. We watched the Hulk video. No, that'll rile me up. Get ears filled. They Are Billions is a zombie medieval survival strat. Is it fantasy, though? Still think Hypnospace Outlaw could be it. Shall I put it in? If I put it in, Hypnospace Outlaw, I could believe it. Am I clicking it? Yeah, go on. People are just sick of this, aren't they? The view counts as text, which is what I would have predicted. But we did get Simulator, Adventure Indie Puzzle. The thing that's wrong is that we lack strategy and we've gained point and click. There's some intel there. We're now down to our last guess. Just going to check if Bugdle is real. Bugdle isn't quite real, but I will end on it. I think the promise of Bugdle isn't what I'd hoped, but I will end on it. No, why would you have realised that? Nothing's particularly clear. Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon? I can probably get more than 800 points now that I know it's. Now that I can infer a target age. What's your bug knowledge like? I can recognise a woodlouse with 80% accuracy. I was playing on hard mode. I'm going to play on impossible mode. I have other interests. Pathologic 2's not ISO bird. Can you recognise a Chucky Pig? I could probably figure things out. I'm about to die, yeah. I've allowed myself, look how much I'm sinking in my chair. I've allowed myself to believe. You resign to your fate? I don't see a way out, you know. Eventually, animals give up, you know. Proper slump. It's not Into the Breach. Thank you, though, Tieflo. I love Into the Breach. In fact, I may have even guessed it. No, I didn't. I guessed Wargroove. And that ruled out turn-based. Who's pumped for Bugdle? Look, I promise next time I stream, I'll stream the game. It went off piece today. I've gone on an emotional journey, but I promise not to go on an emotional journey next time. I think I should arrive with pep, vim, and vigor, and I should leave with at least 2 of those things. I think it's rad. Red Tick Seed has said rad, exclamation mark, question mark, then rad, all caps, and then follow that up with, I think it's rad, 2 exclamation marks. Is that a real game? Is there a game called Rad? You mean Gradius? Do you mean Jet Grind Radio? No, Rad. I'll look for it. Paradroid. Pokemon Tyrading card game. Pokemon Tyrading card game pocket. Red Orchestra 2. Heroes of Stalingrad. Stranger of Paradise. Final Fantasy Origin. Vampire the Masquerade. Blood Hunt. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York. Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Tirada. Please just pick one. I am doing my best to listen, understand, and think. Burnzoid says Repton. Red Kyo before that. No, sorry. Red says Repton. Burnzoid says Reption 3. Bugdle, head in my hands. What this is? I think gamedle has torn us apart. I think we can't play gamedle ever again. I think today we've burrowed all the way through this, and it's soul shattering. What can this be? Yoda doesn't even come up. There's no games with Yoda in it. Yes. Don't tell me your mood hasn't been altered this evening, Jazz. Don't tell me that you're unmoved. Just to say it was disco and close the window, no. I go down with the ship every single time. How have I done? What have I done to myself? Phil was the one who got them all right. I just put the answers in. I was here ready to lose. I wanted to play this for 20 minutes max and move on. It's 10:30 now. You all know, you can tell, you know me. You know I couldn't have done this on my own. There's absolutely no way I would have done this without your input. And that's true for all of you. I've been here for 8 minutes and I'm plummeted. Do you know what I mean? It's ruined us. What's your favourite game? Whatever, my favourite game. Well, maybe Josie Russell's input maybe didn't directly lead to this. In fact, if anything, Josie Russell's, I could probably put them firmly in the victims camp. Josie hasn't even been playing. I think a cheerleader, everyone in the audience contributes to the football match, you know? It's about energy. No. Someone was complaining. Reception music was saying, I'm staying because I want my apology when I'm right. So that guess has to go in. It's disco. Jim, what's your guess? So I can rule out apologizing to you. It could be Tales of Symphonia. Did that come out for the Xbox? Wildermyth. It's not turn-based. I'm putting it in, though. You're not getting an apology from me. No one ever is. Forager. You know. Yeah, no one's ever heard of it. I've played it. I've played this. I've played this. It was on Game Pass. I think I paid for it. I think it was early lockdown. I was like, this looks like it'll take up loads of time. It didn't at all. It took up like one evening. Oh, man. Should we never play gamedle again? Good night, Burnzoid. Sorry again. Sorry to everyone. Was this that? Was this a puzzle role-playing simulator strategy adventure indie? Puzzle. I don't really think it was a puzzle game. Role-playing, I'll grant. Simulator, I don't really understand. Strategy, I don't really even understand how either. I think we put this away. Let's just enjoy gamedle. This has put me off video games. This has put me off everything. I'm so sorry. I want people to enjoy the streams, and I realize time and time again, this is a memory game. This is a memory game. This is a memory game for children. Oh, we did that, didn't we? Okay, great. This is actually really calming me down. This is so nice. So what's my aim? 800, is it? It doesn't take long to get to 800 at all. Oh, that was like there? No. Was it here? Yeah. You only need to do it once to get 800. That's so funny. The bee was here, I think. Yeah, I'm about to get 800 as well. Thanks. I'm going to get more. Okay, the ant's there and the praying mantis is there. Okay, that bug's there. Okay. Yeah. First match. There we go. No problem. Did we meet the ant? Yeah, great. This has been quite neat. Oh, did we meet you? No. Bloody hell. All right. Oh, we met you though, didn't we? Oh, God. I'm losing it. I'm absolutely losing it. We met you though. You were somewhere. Were you here? Oh, God. Where? I'm absolutely losing it. We met the worm though, didn't we? Yeah, we met you. Are you just here as well? Okay, great. Jesus, that did my head in. All right. I know where the bee is though. This is the bee. Oh, man. Okay, we met you. We've done that. Okay, good. We're good. It's all fine. Fucking hell. All right. With one to spare as well. Okay. All right. We've got that and we've got that. Brilliant. A bit of luck there. Can't really claim that was skill. A bit of luck there. Can't really claim that was skill. A bit of luck there. We can't really claim that was skill. Have we met the worm already? Yeah, great. Have we met you? Oh, we've met the ant though, haven't we? Yeah, great. Oh yeah, should we try easy? Great. All right, let's try easy. I like Bugdoor. Should we warm up with this in future and then we'll just do this and play the it's the same. No, you get more chances. This time I've got 40 chances, but it's otherwise identical. Oh, uh, uh, I've been kicked out. All right, let's just do the quiz. Oh, the quiz is it's just embedded. What's your favorite reptile? Is that a quiz? Between these, turtle, easy. How do I get to Bugdoll? Shark quiz. What is the largest of all the sharks? That's the whale shark, called so because whales are big. What is a group of sharks called? Oh, a shoal, a flotilla, a cluster, or a sharklet. I'm going to guess a flotilla or a shoal. What unusual thing can the bull shark do? Survive in fresh water, survive out of water, eat seaweed, or talk? I don't know. Probably freshwater. Yeah, okay. What are baby sharks called? I think pups. Yeah, great. What are shark skeletons made of? Cartilage. They don't have real bones. They've got cartilage. How, after eating a seal or sea lion, how long can a great white shark go without another meal? About a week. They can go a month. Yeah, all right. How many teeth can a shark have? Hundreds. Thousands. All right. Which organ helps sharks to float? The spleen. Oh, livers. What does the hammerhead shark use its unusually shaped head for? Hammering nails, trapping stingrays, measuring width, or swimming faster? Swimming faster. They use it to pin stingrays to the seafloor. All right. How many shark species are there? 570. 370. All right. Wow. I've absolutely tanked on a shark quiz for children. I am Unk. I am at the end of the day, I'm Unk. I always was and I always will be Unk, and I think there's no way out of it really.
You were sent to grab something in the pantry
I unked myself.
2 minutes ago, but you decided to sneak in.
Well, everyone, how does this stream sit on in the great pantheon of Sean Morley streams? 10 out of 10? That's good. That's good. This was a stream. Chugi, 11 out of 10, 100% out of 10. This was good. We'll be talking about the gamedle stream forever. The thing is, what we're going to need is a new warm-up thing. Because I think we've realized a fatal... I think the problem with gamedle, actually, is that if you do well, it goes on forever. And I think that's a fatal flaw of gamedle. What would you enjoy in a warm-up thing, do you think? I don't know. I'm actually becoming a big fan of just like once a day little things. Me and Jam do the minute cryptic, so that's ruled out for stream, but something like that. Just a little thing. Maybe we could read the news headlines. That's a joke. Please don't take that seriously. Do you need us to make your little warm-up games? I wouldn't say no, but I'm not asking for it. Sean, you're obscuring the lemon. It's my stream. I know I'm not playing second fiddle to a lemon that you've already seen. Josie, you were here at the beginning. You've seen this lemon. You've seen this lemon illuminated from every angle that mankind can devise. It's a good lemon. I'm a good guy. I'm a nice human. I never saw the lemon. For Shaz's perspective, I'll let you. Isn't this the lemon? No. No. Now, based on what Harry said, you're not seeing the lemon again. It's a lemon. I'm not saying it's not a good short film, but you can, if you're not capable of mentally imagining a lemon illuminated from various angles, then here's one that you don't need to imagine. It's right here. Just give us the lemon. No, it's my stream. Sorry, I know there's been a bit of push and pull, but you need to remember ground floor, this is my stream. You can look at a lemon whenever you like, such as now when I gracefully show you a lemon. Not because I've been demanded to, but because I've been galled by request. Lemon, lemon, lemon. Enjoy the lemon. You don't even need me, do you? You don't even need me. All right, fine. Thanks for watching, everyone. I promise next time we will play City 2000. Thanks for all your help. Goodbye. Thinking I could get sponsorship. Well, we'll talk about this in a moment. Welcome, Raiders. Shark. I've had horse. I've had boar. I've had whelks. I've had winkles. I've had octopus. I've had squid. I've eaten the entire animal kingdom, and I've probably been vegetarian for longer than most of you as well. So during my meat time, I cast my net further than any of you, and during my time of morality and innocence, I've racked up more of that as well. I am unimpeachable. I'm glad that didn't get clipped. Oh, yep. Let's just get stabbed in the throat. Like, why not? What's the worst that could happen? Oh yeah, we'll die. Now birds crashing out. Bird.exe's ain't ostrich. I've had shark. I've had horse. I've had boar. I've had whelks. I've had winkles. I've had octopus. I've had squid. I've eaten the entire animal kingdom. And